So that's when the lubricant kind of ran out, and I didn't know what we should do.
That is a real bummer, man.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, let your light shine down. We're live, aren't we?
Yes, yes, we are.
Yeah, no one's here.
They're looking at us.
That's why it was safe to say
No,
that.
nobody's looking at us.
Is it?
Oh, yes, it's on. Okay, I'm leaving now. I'm gonna go watch Christmas movies. You guys have fun.
Okay, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
I think my favorite Christmas movie is The Ref.
That I love you.
Yeah, I don't know why someone's calling me on Messenger. Is that you?
No. It's Tim!
What's up, Tim?
Hey!
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 Can you guys see Tim? He's on the phone. Maybe not. You can't see him.
Yeah. What's
Look,
up, man?
it's Melinda. She's about to go watch. We're doing this. Like, hey everybody, we're having a phone call.
I'm actually gonna go make Christmas dinner. It's Mexican, so
Yay!
Yay!
And
so,
there's pie.
Yes, and pie. So, Michael, come.
Yeah, there's
do your
Gary.
thing.
There's Michael.
Hey, Tim.
He's wearing the best shirt ever.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Christmas live stream. We've been doing this for how many years now? You were on the first time you were on it was last year.
Yes.
But we've been doing this since like 2013, 14, something like that.
I haven't.
And Tim and Rebecca have decided they're going to hang out with us via video chat.
God, technology's
Hey, for video chat.
Hey Becca, I'm gonna turn the phone around so everybody can see you.
But anyway,
Make sure you look at. Don't look.
Yeah,
at
yeah,
go to
so-
save, and you can make the words
Yep.
bigger.
I can.
um,
Hang on, let me use my make the words bigger power.
where's the little angry fella? Are you referring to Broken Vader?
the little angry fella?
That sounds lewd.
I mean, I can go.
They could be talking about tattoo.
The
Do you want me
plane.
to get him?
Yeah, get him for Christmas. All right, we're gonna bring Broken Vader onto the table for Christmas.
Tell him it's my fault.
He is the breakout star of RetroBlasting.
All right. Let's see here if I can do the pop out chat. Donk.
Hey!
What are your thoughts on Rise of Skywalker? So they're asking me, and
You knew that was gonna.
I don't have. Okay, so Vader got coal in his stocking, so he's not very talkative, but he's gonna be with us. All right, so Gary.
Mm-hmm.
Give us your thoughts on Rise of Skywalker since I have
Spoiler-free.
Spoiler-free.
since I haven't seen it.
All right, so the best way I can put this is if you like the first two, you're going to love this one. If you did not like the first two, don't do this to yourself. Save your money, save yourself. I mean, honestly, that's the polite way to put it, because if you did not care for what they've been doing, this is more of what they've been doing. So if you're on board, great. If not, I enjoyed it personally, but then again, I'm a Disney shill.
Wow.
They pay you.
Yes.
Wow.
So
That's a stark admission, sir.
yes. So I've got problems with all three, but I enjoy them. But then again, like I said, it's Star Wars. Give it to me right here.
Okay.
So it's
I
the
gotta love
Mandalorian though is still the best thing to watch.
Someone says, "Can you do the Rotan song live?"
Oh my god.
I love that song. Every time I need to feel better about life, I watch that video.
First of all, everybody, can you hear us all okay just before we really get started? So that everybody just chime in if you can hear us all right.
Seems like I'm not seeing any negative
Okay.
things about that.
Okay.
Let's reintroduce now that more people have
Knight of
joined.
Ren, you are correct.
Reintroduce Gary's. Someone's saying like, let's all introduce.
Yeah. So everybody, you all know me. I'm Michael. I run the RetroBlasting channel.
You're Michael?
I'm Michael. I run the RetroBlasting channel. I do all the videos. Some people, really get sick of that. And you are?
I am Gary Mitchell. I'm a writer, reviewer, podcaster, dashing debutante, and co-director of the American Sci-Fi Classics at DragonCon. I am a co-host of Who's the Doctor, Talking Outside the Box.
Which I edit way too slowly. I apologize for that.
There's one in the pipe.
There is one in the pipe.
There's
Yep.
one in the pipe, and two more behind it.
Two
if
more
I'm not
behind it.
mistaken.
Yep.
This sounds a little gross.
Yes. And I am also just recently been asked to run the SpyCon part of Monsterama next October.
Cool.
So
Cool.
I am a semi-professional geek. If I can find out a way to make some money off of this.
We're all working on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir?
I am Aaron. I am a podcaster.
Okay.
I'm also really good at making spaghetti.
Okay. So I guess I have to honor that request since it's Christmas. It's the holy trinity of man boys. Okay. Actually, you know what I would say? I would say Gary and I definitely fall into that category. He's
a boy.
He has like skills.
Wow.
Like, I don't know if you're probably like the guy that bails us out of a lot of stuff.
I have a unique set of skills.
You know, actually, we just need to get you some hair.
He's good at woodworking. He's good at sound.
He's good at woodworking, carpentry, soundboard work. He's good at digital After Effects. He's good at computer programming. He's good at real things.
And with those dulcet tones of yours, we just need to get you some hair gel, and you could be a boy band.
Like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Start to finish.
Michael, can you please give your thoughts on the current state of Disney Star Wars as Jimmy Stewart?
There's going to be a lot of Star Wars
that was a
questions
big
today, aren't there?
Okay, so first I gotta honor the first request, which is, this Rotan, it's so fun. What I love the good guys run with a click-clack, clicky-clack. He miserably boned. This Rotan came rolling home. There you go. All right, so next one. Gotta talk about, let's see. First, somebody wanted me to put on the helmet. I'll do that in
I
a
think
second.
they're just trying to get you to do things.
Yeah.
Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Disney Star Wars, it looks good, you know, it's got good visuals, and they make a lot of money. As far as I'm concerned, it moves a little too fast for me. So there. Anyway, yeah, for me personally, I think it's stupid, but anyway.
You know, we just need to get you a coin slot. And you can just, like... Make him do the thing! Make him do the thing!
Put the helmet on, Michael, please. All right. Well, this is just a request line for...
And no, someone else is saying, please don't do Jimmy Stewart again.
I did not realize how
Really?
padded that
Don't
was
do
on this.
Jimmy Stewart.
Knight of Ren does not like your Jimmy Stewart. He said so last time, too.
Why does he not like my Jimmy Stewart? I love that man. Why does he...
No,
why-
I think it's that he doesn't like your Jimmy Stewart.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's so mean. Like, you should... People should love anybody who still loves Jimmy Stewart because people don't watch old movies anymore. You should encourage me. You should encourage me. Ugh.
That's what the Patreon is for.
Oi.
Yeah.
Oi.
All right. Red nerd standing by.
That's pretty awesome.
It's a nice
I need
helmet.
you to get like
It
a
is a nice helmet.
street bike and just run
Yeah.
around the neighborhood like that.
Okay, so let's get some super deep nerd cut here.
Okay.
You have another one over there,
Yeah.
similar to this one, except it's got a thing on the nose right
Yes,
here.
I can.
Why is that?
I can explain that.
Thank you.
Okay, so the one over there, the one over there is from The Empire Strikes Back, and Mark Hamill had been in a car accident between the two movies, and so his nose, which was reconstructed, was real sensitive. So they put a thing on it right there. You see it right there? So that he wouldn't have his nose get abraded.
Well, nothing like a braided
Nah.
nose.
So yeah, I'm doing this voice to annoy Knight of Ren. So there you go. Anyway, yeah. Also, this helmet's a lot. This helmet's actually the correct size. It's actually this is the Hasbro Black Series helmet, which is very respectable. Don't get me wrong; they did a really good job. But this helmet is actually allegedly to spec with the original screen used helmets, and this one's based off Empire. So you'll notice the Empire helmet doesn't have the big sort of 70s microphone. It has more of a, and then it's got the nose piece, and it's got heavier weathering on it because it's
It's got more carbon scoring.
Yeah.
seen a lot of action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Ray Hayes, your right rear window is very cool.
So is everybody having a great Christmas today?
Yes.
I can't hear you guys.
Oh, okay. Knight of Ren says he's leaving because of my Jimmy Stewart impression. Well,
That's uncalled for.
That's uncalled for.
I was happy to see you, Knight of Ren.
Oh, well.
When you walked through those doors, I was like, there's a guy. Glad he's back.
Oh.
All right, so Saturday Morning Fan, did you watch the Star Wars Holiday Special this year? It's a Christmas classic.
Did you?
I did not.
Did
However,
I did not either.
Okay.
It was just like The Grinch Who Stole Christmas on repeat this year for me
Yes.
at the Harper House.
I didn't watch it this year. I have 2 copies of it that are apparently very nice copies. I haven't watched it. I wasn't avoiding it, but I mean, does anybody really roll out of bed in the morning and say, I gotta watch that holiday special?
Funny you ask. The answer to that question is probably yes. For those who love the holiday special, it is life.
yes.
It is Life Day.
Yes.
Well, apparently Life Day is real special because Knight of Ren came back.
Yay!
Yeah, so... I saw someone say that they got the Wedge Black Series. That's a really nice looking figure.
It's a very nice looking
Yeah.
figure. I need to get my hands on
I
one.
found one at Walmart the other day, and I just kind of looked at it and went, oh, wow, that's cool. And then I thought, do I get this? No, it's too close to Christmas, and so I kept moving. So,
Yeah, but my story with the holiday special is I remember watching it live as a kid when it came out, and I loved it.
really?
Yeah, because I was 7 and had no...
Right.
Yeah, so to a 7-year-old, holiday special was great, and it was more Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, it was the first live-action Star Wars anything that you ever got after Star Wars.
You know, I kind of missed that time when anything new from some property that I loved was exciting, and it didn't have all the noise around it that we sort of contend with. Now we're all like older and jaded, and we're like, that's not an Academy Award-winning performance right there. I can't even fathom watching it.
Can you imagine Paul Lynde trying to have a career nowadays?
Oh, gosh, no. No. It would never happen.
He wouldn't make it past the auditions, possibly.
Probably not.
It says here, let's see. I just found it on YouTube and tried to watch it. I had to click through a bunch of it. It's cringy. Yes, it is cringy.
Well, famously, Carrie Fisher said she would put that on when she was having a party and wanted people to leave her house.
That would be an effective way to create exodus.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love her moxie, man.
Yeah. Did you notice they referenced Life Day in the first episode of The Mandalorian?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes, they did.
I've seen the first episode, but I didn't know that.
We're trying to get home in time for Life Day.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
early on.
right.
It was before we had figured out how to set it back to 24 frames per second. It was just too distracting.
I got annoyed by the fact that input on my TV was still set to like soap opera mode, and so I was trying to fix the frame rate look, because I'm like, so that we probably missed it because I was being persnickety.
That guy's performance in the first episode of The Mandalorian was actually really funny.
Really?
Yeah, the alien that he first captures.
Hey, dear, what's going on?
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Melinda.
Welcome back.
I'm just monitoring everything behind the scenes here. So
I thought you were gonna go like do stuff.
I will in a minute. I just want to
Okay.
make sure everything's good.
Okay. What would you like from A Christmas Story, the leg lamp or the Daisy Rider BB gun?
BB gun.
BB gun.
Oldsmobile.
Ooh.
I don't remember
Interesting
that being an
alternate
option.
choice.
I always go for Plan C.
That is a nice car.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I'm going
Some
by...
are Catholic, some men are Baptist. My dad was an Oldsmobile man.
I guess based on the choices he gave me, I'd go with the Red Rider, the BB gun.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
But you shoot your eye out.
That's true.
I actually almost did that once.
Really?
Yeah, with a BB gun.
Let's see. When are you guys coming to the UK again? Not sure, but I want it to be sooner rather than later for sure. We're having a big Star Wars auction the 23rd of January. Won't be there that soon. Sorry. What's going on?
Scott Cudson's comment about the makeup.
Oh, Mark Hamill looks like Sandy Duncan. Yeah, that's because he had just gotten in a car accident and he was being held together with spit and baling wire for that.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah.
Okay, so and I do have to say, if I have to watch a live action Star Wars TV thing from that era, I'm going with Mark Hamill on Muppets.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, from the Empire era where he's wearing the fatigues and everything. Yeah, that's a really good episode. Did that episode... I heard that they stopped doing the Muppet Show DVD sets right before that season aired, and so everyone's mad because they couldn't get that episode.
I think
on
they
disc.
went to season 3, and I'm not sure past that. I'm
Right.
sure somebody knows.
Yeah.
But I think that one's out there where you can see it now.
Yeah.
The biggest problem with that one was the music licensing rights. because they would always do so much
yeah.
current music.
Right.
And then
That's what I've always heard is it's so complicated trying
Right.
to get the rights to redistribute that on a disc that it's kind of like when, remember that 70s show when it first came out? It always had sort of the Saved by the Bell, like do 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 kind of music. And
Right.
after a while, the 70s music started creeping back into it.
Right.
Yeah, it's the reason WKRP was held up for so long.
Right.
And of all things, the movie Return of the Living Dead
Oh.
was held up by a lot of music rights because they had a lot of independent punk bands.
Right.
And trying to get, there's still only one DVD version that has all the original soundtrack, even the new one from Shout Factory, which is fantastic. If you love this movie, pick up the Shout Factory version. Still is missing one song that they just can't get the rights to.
That's interesting. I mean, they had
You
this.
just edit it in there.
Yeah, there you go.
So.
I heard they had.
If
this,
you have a friend who has video skills,
I heard they had the same problems on the TV show Tour of Duty and also Baywatch, but the difference between Tour of Duty and Baywatch is that with Baywatch nobody cared.
True.
Right. So let's see.
yeah, it was a miracle Miami Vice made it.
Well,
Yeah.
What happened with Muppet Babies? You can't ever get that because of the
Same thing as the Muppet Show. It's the same issue. Let's see.
James D, you are right. I love my adventure people.
Oh yeah, the Wilderness Patrol set. I think I have that actually. What about the Ewok movies? Says Saturday Morning Fan. The Ewok movies are fun. They're part of my childhood. They're actually referencing those in The Mandalorian subtly with the beast that the Ugnaught
Yes.
rides around. It's like they scaled down that monster. I liked them.
One of the things I love the most is this may be a sidetrack. One of the things I'm loving the most about The Mandalorian, besides the fact that it's good, is the way that they're doing what Filoni did in Clone Wars and in Rebels. Is they're finding stuff that we like and they're finding ways to bring it in.
Right, like the Imperial troop transport
Right.
and stuff like that. Don't you love it how Gary said that, the way he phrased it? He said, the reason I like Mandalorian is because it's good. So you admit that some of the other stuff isn't so great.
I will look. Like I said, I'm a Disney shill.
Okay.
I will admit I can enjoy something and know that it's bad.
All right, fair enough. I do own Sheen on Blu-ray, so let's
You see, that's further than I can go.
A bridge too far.
I like it because it's honestly bad. That's the thing. It doesn't trick me into trying to be great. Like
It knows what it is.
it
I
knows
love a movie
exactly
that knows what
it
it is.
Yeah, exactly.
The Filoni is
Roadhouse.
What about Filoni?
The Filoni is strong.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
for sure. As an adult, have you accidentally ever dropped an important toy and broken it? As an adult,
Probably, but nothing's coming to mind. I try to block stuff like that out.
I feel like I did once. What?
Nobody can prove it.
Well, you did drop something right there. It was a Luke. I think it was a Best Buy.
Oh, that's right. I dropped my childhood Bespin Luke
What?
right here one day. He's all right. He's standing right there, but he hit the plinth right there, and bam! And I was like, because even a scuff on him would be. Yeah, you were like, I wasn't anywhere near this.
Don't
right
pin
off the
this
back
on
door.
me.
My cats did knock over to the hardwood floor and destroyed it. My childhood Black Lion from Voltron. So that's Kirby's fault. Yeah.
Now, I can tell you, as a kid, the one that broke my heart the most was I had the giant Kenner Alien.
Uh-huh.
The
Yep,
18-incher.
yep.
And my dad ran over it with a lawnmower.
That thing's worth a fortune now.
Yeah, I've seen them, and every time I see one at a con, I go running over to it, and then I see the price tag, and I run away.
Yeah,
Do you at least hug it before you run away?
I give it a very longing look.
it's a cool toy. It's like this
the
tall.
cheapest I've seen it is like $300.
Yeah, and it's from the original film. It was made in '79, based off the original movie, and it's like,
I love that thing.
yeah,
It was
even
one of the
comes
best
with like a
Christmas gifts I ever
removable
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
on its head. The removable skull
Dome thing,
Yeah.
And the stuff underneath glowed in the dark, and this thing on the back of his weird head made his jaws do the.
Gary, did you see the Watchmen series on HBO?
I did, and that show has no right to be as good as it is.
I haven't seen it yet. We're doing that thing that a lot of you are doing out there with the streaming services where we turn one on and turn another one off, and we just haven't gotten back to HBO since Chernobyl. So we've got His Dark
Chernobyl's so
Materials, and we've got the Watchmen series to catch up on.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's a sequel to the comic, not the movie. And they really go in really interesting directions because, Watchmen as a comic wasn't political.
No, not at all.
It wasn't controversial at all. And I mean, it's
I really
the
love how
biggest thing that
low-key
impressed me
Nixon
is that they
was.
stick the landing.
Uh-huh.
And if this is all we get, it's a perfect little miniseries. But
Right.
if we get more, it's got ways to go more. But I mean, it's got a phenomenal cast. The music is outstanding. But I really, really enjoyed it. And like I said, I went into it expecting it to be garbage.
Uh-huh. What's your what's your most wanted vintage toy on your wish list? Vintage toy.
Okay, this is going to be really weird.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a pure nostalgia thing. It was one of my earliest gifts that I remember.
I have no respect for nostalgia.
Yeah.
Look at this room.
Yeah, there's nothing in here earlier than 2 years ago. It was a dinosaur playset.
Okay.
It stood maybe about this tall. It was 2 different cliff faces,
Okay.
and it had 2 different bridges. There was a stone arch bridge and a hand-built bridge. It came with little cavemen, a whole mess of dinosaurs, and it had a base with like a river. I've been trying to get my hands on one of these things for years, but they are incredibly rare. The one I had was gray, which was a reprint. And at the time, they were like $18, which, for these days is like, what, 50?
Right,
Because we're talking 75 here.
Right.
That's the thing I want to get my hands on the most. I mean, it's a simple plastic shell. It just looks like cliff faces, but it just takes me back to being a little kid playing with my dinosaurs.
Yeah, Knight of Ren is asking, was it Mark's?
It might have been.
And then...
I have not read the Doomsday Clock comic. I heard not good things.
If the characters from the Star Wars original trilogy were alcoholic beverages, what would they be?
Well, Vader's obviously a Kahlua and cream.
I don't even have enough knowledge to pull that one off. My most wanted vintage toy would probably be, at this point,
Are you making a point with your
no,
head
I'm
gesturing
actually
here?
I'm actually
as you bask.
Oh
in your...
Lord!
Oh,
It's a kitty!
We've been asked about this.
This is Winston. He wants to say Merry Christmas. Say Merry Christmas.
Winston is so weirded out. He's not usually down here. Wait a minute. How did that happen?
What
Laser Pants, thank you for the super chat, but I thought I had super chats turned off.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, double check that. This is just a visiting session today,
Yeah,
folks.
I'm so sorry about that, Laser Pants. Thank you so much, but this is a non-monetized. I thought I'd turned super chats off yesterday. I wonder how that got messed up.
It's
Maybe
okay.
it's only on
It's
for
YouTube.
24 hours?
It's not easy to navigate all the different options you have with
We're
YouTube.
not upset with him.
Yeah, we're
We're not upset.
We're not
mad
upset
at
with
you
you at all. We just feel bad that somehow that was on. Let's see.
Laser Pants, did you have a question or anything you wanted to ask?
It's not the same as a super chat.
Oh.
Lio Convoy is saying.
Ah, here, I found it.
Oh, it's a super sticker that we also need to turn off. Apparently,
They figured out a way.
they figured out a way to.
Oh, we actually found the thing.
Oh wow. Okay. I'll take
ri-
that up to the
bring
Yeah,
it on. Bring it on up
$15.95.
there.
Okay.
It said there was the original version that was released was a tan, as you can see in the picture.
I don't know if this is coming through. Let me see if I can make it work. Yes.
But the one I had was the re-release, which was gray.
Uh-huh.
And that's that's the reason I want to get my hands on that one, because that's the one I had. But
So
it's
that'd be
like,
even harder to find.
Yeah.
It's a gray one.
It's not going to focus on that, babe, because their faces.
I already got it. I got it focused.
So that's the thing that's become my holy grail.
Nice.
You
I
see,
think
it's-
that's
it had
worthy.
that-
That will probably take a while to
Oh,
track
yeah.
down.
Yeah, I've very rarely seen them on eBay. There apparently were just. I mean,
They look like they might be a little fragile too.
well, the dinosaurs were nice, hard, chunky plastic.
Yeah, probably like that solid cast stuff. But just the playset
But the
itself.
playset itself was thin. It was you could tell it was inexpensive, but it was but you got I mean it stood like this tall.
That's pretty cool. I could see hours of play in that.
Oh,
thing.
I had so much fun with this. The only problem I had with this is when I later moved to GI Joes. The Giant Joe was the classic
he
GI
could-
Joe
he just-
stood as tall as it. But.
Yeah, it's got like an arch over the top, so you could probably get the giant GI Joe through the middle, sort of like an Iron Giant scenario.
But when the other regular GI Joes came out, they sort of were still too big. But I mean, I had so many hours I just spent playing with this thing, and I held on to pieces of it, because you lose dinosaurs, you lose cavemen, and it's just like, oh.
Wait, no, go back to where you just were.
But yeah, I remember when I looked this up and I saw it was $15.95, and I did $15.99, and I did the price adjustment, and I realized, oh my God, my mom dropped how much money on this thing?
Your parents are great. Give them hugs.
This phone that the picture's on, this is a Pixel 3 XL.
Oh, how do you like that?
I
Now we go to
love it.
phone talk.
I love it. It's a great phone.
I was eyeballing that one.
Yeah. I've heard don't go to the 4, stick with the 3.
Stick with the 3?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm gonna come sit over here.
Does Winston
Yay.
have a drinking problem? And an insatiable desire
You know,
for
he
calm
wouldn't call it a
Dresden?
problem.
He does like to drink liquids, but not booze. He'll just sit at the water fountain and you can hear him. Yes?
Yeah. Gary Landon had the dinosaur setup as well. So you know how cool that was.
Questions. What did we give each other?
A hard time.
Kind of like, Michael could talk about the big gift that I gave him, but I gave him like a cool miniature tool kit for restoration stuff, and a few other just random stuff,
You know, does he have one of those like headband lights?
I think so.
I could see that being
He
probably needs
flashlight.
like 5 of them.
He gets like a flashlight from his dad every year, and this year was no different.
He just got like another random flashlight. He needs a whole shelf dedicated to it. When I came down here, he was working on his other thing that he'll probably want to talk about in a minute. And
Yes.
one of my jobs was to, once again, like I was 7, 8 years old again, was to hold the flashlight so that he could see where all the different screws were going. And I had to tell him I failed flashlight when I was a kid. I could never get it pointed right at the oil pan or the manifold or the car part I was supposed to be putting it on.
I got the last Unicorn Tarot deck, so that was kind of cool.
That is
How many fortunes have you told?
None. I haven't had time to look at it yet.
I didn't know you were up on your tarot.
Oh yeah.
I knew you liked
I used to do
Tarot, but I didn't know you liked
Not
Tarot.
Perot, Poirot. Perot is
He's
a whole-
Belgian.
I had to
whole
bend it.
different
I had
yes.
to bend it for the joke. Reaching for the
Good,
joke.
good job. What is Michael doing?
He's using his little gray cells.
Someone
So
asked.
little gray
Someone
cells.
asked us what we got for Christmas, so I was.
You're gonna carry that thing over here?
Don't dare me. I
Do
might.
it. Do
I
it.
double
No,
dog
actually,
dare you.
Michael, I don't know that you've attached all the fasteners to it yet, but you do have the box. Which
Yeah,
may
bring
be
the box
easier
over.
to move, and have a depiction of the device on it. The device,
You're so smart.
not to be
Okay.
confused with anathema device.
We've had this discussion. What do you think of the band Ghost? I like them personally.
Not really.
You're not a fan of that 70s prog rock kind of stuff.
I do like prog.
Mm.
I do. I think it's the.
I think you like harder though.
I like heavier prog. I do like Rush,
Yeah.
but they're more like less synthesizers. I don't like synthesizers in my metal, generally speaking. Bye.
Bye. It's like the end of a podcast.
I got the Star Wars Arcade 1-Up for Christmas, and I've been building it so I can play Star Wars games.
It's shaking bacon. I helped. I loved that.
And I'm
commercial.
gonna wear my X-wing helmet when I play this because that is how I live my life.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that was Michael's big present, and
I think that should be pretty fun.
it's pretty fun.
Pretty fun.
Yeah.
Oh, this would be a very short video. Lisa's asking, how about doing a show about the toys from the black hole? There were like, what, 4 of them?
As a matter of fact, the toys from the black hole are so frustrating because you'd have to mortgage your house just to buy them.
Well, there was the red robot,
Yeah.
Vincent,
there-
Slim Pickens.
Yeah, there were the humans, the human characters.
I think
which
I've
a
only
few of them are
seen
over
the
there.
red robot. What's funny is that when you go to a toy shop, a lot of times, you know, the discerning toy shop master will be like, and I have black hole toys. Like they'll go into like the
Well-
locked cabinet and they'll be like, look at it. They're not
Well,
for
like
sale.
Vincent and Old Bob. Old Bob is far more valuable than Vincent because apparently he was only sold in Canada. And then there's Red Star Who's
Yeah, the sharpshooter one.
Yes,
yeah.
there's red star, and then there's star, but there's one star that's like red and one that's black.
Right.
The black one is also only from Canada. He's really hard to get. The humanoid, which was the faceless dude in the robes, he's one of the most valuable action figures ever. Like he's really, really hard to find, and he comes
one of the creepiest things about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So they're very, very expensive. We're talking like thousands and thousands of dollars each to get them. And it's like I have a number of black hole figures that are the more common ones. But touching those last few, including Vincent, which Vincent was sold here, and he's very desirable. So it's like,
He's the one I wanted.
yeah.
Yeah, and there are some new ones coming out, aren't there? Vincent, Bob.
Yes.
I'm gonna get my hands on those.
Yeah. It's because so few people can get their hands on the vintage ones. There's a market for it, you know? Yeah. Let's see. Oh, by the way, Michael, love the shirt. Thank you. This is Kylie from What Do I Have to Do? So,
Kylie.
Minogue.
Oh, of the British Island Minogues.
Yeah. Yes. That's
those
correct.
Minooks.
It's
my.
another kitty.
This one's a little more
Wait.
agitated.
He doesn't know where he
He's
is.
like, I've never been here before.
He's got his head on a swivel.
Yeah.
He's like an owl.
I can't tell
Herbie
what
says
their
hi.
name is. Star. Yeah, you're thinking of the right robots. And one question you missed because you were out. Someone said that the person who sent you these said that they saw you got them.
Yes. That's why I put them on the table. I read your letter. Thank you so much. And I wanted to put them out for the Christmas live stream.
And
So,
they want to know if you'd seen the Gray Skull and what you thought of it.
I've seen the Gray Skull. I love it. Now that I have these, I'm tempted to get it when it comes out, I guess. Is it even out yet?
It's out.
Oh, okay, it's out.
And it's like
So yeah, it's like
thousands of pieces.
Yeah, and it's like $200 or something,
Yeah.
which compared to
but
Lego
for
price,
what you get for it.
Yes, right.
Yeah. My favorite thing about it is it's in scale with these figures, which the Castle Grayskull is not so much with the classic.
Yeah. Now, would that complete this collection, or is there more stuff?
Oh, there are more. There's the Evil Lyn, who I'm trying to get my hands on. Man at Arms, and I think there's one other figure.
And what do those come with? Do they just come separately?
They're just individual. This is the only pack I've seen.
Okay.
I think they did another Tila re-release.
Oh, okay.
But they're great little figures. I mean, they're very Lego-esque. I really wish this Mega Constructs had really kicked off better because they've done some really interesting figures. They did Picard. They did Kirk and Spock, who I got my hands on.
Nice.
They did a Space Marine and Alien, which I got my hands on those.
Wow.
I've got, they did Hellboy, and it was a nice little Hellboy. And they're inexpensive. They're like $6.
Oh, that's
so
not
they're
bad.
great desk toys.
Yeah. Well, that means they're not saddled with the Lego brand name, so that they're not,
And recently, Lego's been doing less licensing.
Yeah.
I hope
their
so,
toys.
because their magic years were when they didn't have all the licensing. As good as some of their licensed stuff is, I like their non-licensed stuff better.
Yeah, I think there were some good things that came out of it, but it's sort of like, kind of like I always complain that Hollywood tends to learn all the wrong things from success. I feel like Lego kind of went, oh, that really worked for X. Let me just go way in on all these other things.
Yeah. Let's see. You ever notice how the music in Can't Get You Out of My Head by Kylie sounds like Blue Monday by New Order?
Do you listen to New Order?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just can't get you out of my head.
No, I can't get that out of my head.
That's all I think about. Yeah, I can kind of see that. I'd have to play them both like back to back, and then okay. Let's see.
Or playing both at the same time.
Play them both at the same time,
One in each ear.
and it opens up like a portal.
Yeah.
To a different
Like a
dimension.
doorway opens in your forehead.
Oh, Stratos and Scareglow
Oh.
are the other ones.
Scareglow of
Scareglow.
all the people.
He's really popular for some reason. I think it's the glow in the dark action.
Oh, so they made him glow in the dark for this as well?
I think
All
so.
right, that's
You could
clever.
find him at night.
Yeah.
It's really important for parents.
That's
you know,
true.
Walking
That's
through
true.
a dark room.
That's true.
Scareglow, you thought you got me.
Any of you fans of Jerry Anderson's Captain Scarlet? It has to be the darkest kids TV show ever. Humans are the aggressors. Characters get killed in every episode, and the bad guys sometimes win. Is Captain Scarlet done like the Thunderbirds?
Yeah,
where they
it's
have
the Super Marionation.
Yeah, Super Marionation. Yeah, I'd love to watch it sometime. I've heard that, and of course I've seen Thunderbirds, but I just haven't ever got my hands on it. Black Hole Toys, $275 for a set of 9 on eBay. Right, which 9?
Are they all the same 9?
Right, which 9? Who's already fetching $80, Sal?
That was a non sequitur.
Oh, is it this? Is he saying Scare Glow from Mega Constructs is already fetching $80?
Wow,
I would say he's popular.
Never mind, I won't be having all of this line, but
Well, and the big problem is the distribution on these is not as bad, but almost as bad as Hasbro. Trying to find specific, like I still haven't seen an Evelyn in the store, but I found a ton of the T800s.
right. That sucks. Let's see. I found an April O'Neil broken at Goodwill. Sorry, it was broken. What did you guys get for Christmas? Shout it out. Let us know. What did you get for Christmas? Did you ever say?
I got a snake you could use to clean a drain. I get very practical gifts,
Right.
Because of my unique set of skills.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. I have a delayed Christmas gift for you, but it's not really a Christmas gift, but we're going to call it a Christmas gift because it's the Christmas gift live stream, and it'll give us something to talk about.
Cool.
All right, hold on.
I appreciate that.
You already will know what it is when you see it, but it'll give us a talking point.
So you were asking Melinda about Ghost.
Yes.
That is a band that I kind of go through seasons with Ghost. It came up on one of the podcasts we were doing. I think it was the episode we did on the death of Metallica, like when they did the Black Album. So the Ghost kind of came up. So I went and checked it out, and I can definitely see what you're talking about. Like it's got a very refined sound to it, like a very interesting concept.
This is something that we were looking for Gary, and found it, grabbed it. This is technically his. I'm safeguarding it for him until he has more room, I guess. But yeah, so Merry Christmas and happy action figure collecting, Gary.
You were just talking about how much you like to play board games.
Yeah. Well, and I remember playing this board game to death as a kid. And
yeah.
I really kind of want to crack it open and try playing it again and see if it still holds up. Because my refined tastes as an 8-year-old, we've already gone over.
Right.
But it comes with a Tarkin. How do you not love Tarkin?
Oh no, he looks. I've got him up in the Death Star,
Yeah.
standing next to Darth. Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah.
Now I want to kind of take that where they did the CG Tarkin and just put him in those scenes and sort of jiggle him around.
That would be funny.
I have a feeling it might look more convincing.
It's funny. You can just set that over there if you want. I just watched Rogue One the other night.
Yeah.
Again.
Just watch? Oh, okay.
Meaning again for the. You can sit on the floor.
There are only so many times you can watch Captain America.
But I noticed that the only thing about that Tarkin effect, that the effort is truly impressive. Even though you can tell he's not really a person, the effort is truly impressive. The only thing that really gives it away is the fact that their motion tracking was not up to snuff on it, and so he kind of does this sort of.
It's that uncanny valley. They're so close to getting out of it, and I'm a little scared of when they do figure out how to make people look ultra real all the time. And what's crazy is in modern video games, some of the newest wave with the RTX effects and everything else, they are starting to look like uncannily real.
Well, but have you seen the demo for Senua's Sacrifice 2 or Hellblade 2? It's going to be for the new Xbox. I forget what it is.
The
Xbox Y box. Yeah.
And then there's the
Xbox
PS4
and the Y box.
Halo spaceship, or the PS5.
But there's is her. It's supposed to be in-game footage of her doing this mystic chant thing, and it's like that looks like video.
Andre, I will be making the Batman animated series video in January. So I got delayed on Robotech and something that I'm doing special for the Patreon. So Batman the Animated Series is coming in January, part 1 and 2.
Well, that's just around the corner.
It's just around the corner, yeah. Let's see. Absolutely, that's what we're here for, is to answer your question, Captain Glam. Let's see. What about the Carrie Fisher CGI in Rogue One? It's funny. I just saw a guy on YouTube who does these amazing deep fakes with the face recognition technology and pulling in all the photos, He calls himself Derp Fakes or something like that. But he took that technology that you can buy off the shelf and showed how you could have gotten a far superior young Carrie Fisher in that one line from that technology than what they did. And he does the comparison. He's like, this is what's in Rogue One. This is what I did at home. This is what she looked like in the 70s. And it's like, holy crap. Like, the footage he put online is seamless. That's where I'd want to find a way to rip the Blu-ray, drop in his shot over the soundtrack, and move on with my life. Like,
You know, it's
And
got to be
Rogue
scary
One
for
was-
Hollywood right now.
Oh, God,
like
yeah.
what people can accomplish just
Yeah.
with off-the-shelf
Yes.
After Effects and
Yeah.
Python
yeah.
and other software tools.
Yeah, and I wonder how much of that is. Rogue One was how many years ago now?
Three.
How much is it that just the technology's grown so fast? Because I also
It's growing
saw,
fast enough that probably is a big difference in 3 years.
Yeah, because I saw someone did a video.
You guys keep
Bill
talk-
Hader.
So hold that thought. You guys keep talking. Maki, you brought something up. I'm going to correct that for you. You both keep talking.
Okay, where it was Bill Hader being interviewed on Conan.
Okay.
And he started doing an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. And as he was doing the impression, the guy just morphed him into Arnold. And by the time it was over, there was Arnold Schwarzenegger sitting there. It was just...
Yeah, it just kind of staggers me. I'm excited and a little bit terrified of a future in which this technology is perfected, and how we'll ever know, how we'll ever trust any news or anything else we see again.
Oh, yeah. And I know that some of the licensing rights, some of the celebrities have already got, like, I know that
Yeah, they're working on
Bogart
that.
and I think Marilyn Monroe's estate have done deals of when it's ready to go. You know, hi, we have a new movie coming out in 2020 with Humphrey Bogart starring.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, imagine a world where all of your stars basically go in and just get scanned, and people just sell their likenesses. You know, and then you have other people who are like Andy Serkis, who are really good at emoting and performing, that are actually bringing these characters to life. And at some point, we can probably even generate some of these characters.
And I can't remember if it was for the previous or the second. It was either the second or third Apes movie.
Yeah.
Someone actually pitched that there should be a best mocap actor.
Yeah,
Oscar or something.
Andy's kind of pioneered that space, and I know that he's the one whose name we all know from all these different things he's done. But I'm sure that there are a lot of other people in that space who've been working in video games and things like that, who just aren't getting mentioned and didn't have the good deals. So I think Andy's kind of starting to try to represent that group to try to make sure that they get good contracts, get residuals, maybe a % where it's deserved, and recognition from the industry. But even with today's like VR, where you just have the handheld thing, I was watching my daughters play with the VR yesterday, and the avatar in the game, it was kind of weird because it was just a hat with some glasses on it, some gloves in the air. I could tell which of my daughters it was just by the movements. So we're getting pretty close to being able to capture some of that stuff at home. Oh.
Oh, you're reacting to the same comment I saw.
Uh-huh.
Get those helmets out of here. But yeah, back to the Leia thing. I was kind of all on board with the Leia de-aging and representation in that movie until she talked. Like, when she was just moving and standing there, everything felt right. But the moment she, gave her last line, I was like, oh, it felt CG at that point. Excuse me.
We had a request.
Now, I gotta ask, was the blonde guy originally blonde, or is that painted?
The blonde guy is a custom that I did to try and get a red shirt for a production that we were doing before we had RetroBlasting.
Well, you did a really nice job on that.
Thank you. I needed
that,
a blonde guy.
Is that
so.
that tacky stuff you stick pictures to the wall yellow? Like, I think it's a specific kind of yellow.
It's just a yellow paint.
Sticky tack.
Yep. So, yeah. But Maki said he wanted more Star Trek. So, yeah. Let's see. Spotted a Kylie Minogue Christmas 2019 CD in my local supermarket. My wife said you should get that for Michael from RetroBlasting.
Do you already have it?
No, I don't actually. I don't have her Christmas album. I'm just not that. I know this sounds not with the season, but I'm not really somebody that just listens to Christmas music, even if it's.
But you are somebody who just listens to Kylie Minogue.
I am that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you could
I am
find
that.
yourself in an unusual predicament. Gary, what is your opinion on Christmas albums? Because I've always felt like the moment a band creates a Christmas album, that's it. Like, that band is
They've
done.
run out of ideas.
Yeah.
I find most of them to be cash grabs.
Yeah, what have been some exceptions for you of bands that have survived that?
Father Christmas Give Me Some Money by the Kinks.
Okay. Can't repeat that.
Trent, any thoughts on Remco's Universal Monsters toy line? Yeah, we did a video on that several years ago on the mini monsters. If you look that up, type in RetroBlasting Remco, it'll come up. We haven't done one on the Mego monsters they did that were kind of the Mego
big ones.
Yeah, they were kind of not based on Universal, were they?
Kinda.
Yeah, the Migos were like off-brand almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't done anything on the Remco larger ones because Remco had some bigger ones too.
That's another thing I'd love to get my hands on is I had the Remco 8-inch Frankenstein where he had this switch in his back that would make his arms do this.
Oh, right.
And he glowed in the dark, and he had cloth. But again, he goes for anywhere from the cheap end 45 to like 100 and something.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. See, that's why
Classic Remco, classic Magos. Just they fell apart.
Right. Yeah, because they have the string bodies or whatever. Yeah.
I know this is bad, but when you said Universal Monsters, for some reason in my head, I was like seeing this infomercial where it's like, need a monster? You never have the right one. Check out Universal Monsters, the monster for any situation. And then I was like, oh yeah, now I'm the idiot.
I gotta tell you, it's funny that you bring up the infomercial thing because I think we could do an impromptu infomercial right now on something Melinda got me for Christmas. You're gonna love this. I gotta show you this.
Your legs are going to be aching.
No, I'm good.
You're just running around like crazy.
Check this out.
Ah, yes.
You know that? You know what that is?
This is the Tinkerer's Toolkit, Michael.
Well, no.
How do you not know what this
Well,
is?
okay, so it does say it on the front, but so Melinda.
It looks like an old VHS tape that you would get with a Bible story on it.
Super
The font's
book.
right.
Yeah.
Super book.
The Tinkerer's Toolkit.
The let's see. There's a lot of chat that we missed here. Let's see.
That happens a lot. It looks like you've got a box of Beskar here. It's a Mandalorian reference.
Melinda got me this really cool. Toolkit.
That's nice.
It's a little too cool, Michael.
Hit the button
You're the
now.
opener.
Hit the button now. No.
Is it going to launch? Okay.
Look at that. So she got me this awesome tool set that has all the different size bits and drivers and everything in it for a hand screwdriver. You know, you got your torque bits and you've even got your cell phone.
Yeah, I was noticing that. This
thing right there.
It comes with all your phones, but you always lose it.
Yeah,
You say you're not going to this time, but then you do.
But the really great part about it is because the screwdriver that I used for years and years on the channel for Restos finally broke because of a Star Trek Next Generation bridge play set. So there's more Star Trek for you, Maki. But so it's got this nice case. And by the way, I literally just got this today, so it's not a this is not a paid. What do you call that? Paid endorsement.
Promotion.
Yeah, Tinker's.
This is not product placement.
Okay.
It's not product placement. Tinker's Toolkit by Vulcanique.
Here's what I like the best that I've seen so far is at the very top above each one, there's a little diagram of the head of the bit.
Yes.
So you can immediately go, okay, I need that one.
Right.
That's and they
And they
pop
just
out
they
nicely.
pop right
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see. Retro Ryan, thank you so much for the kind words. Michael, have you seen Ghostbusters Afterlife? I've seen the trailer.
I guess that's what he means because
Yeah.
nobody's seen the movie yet.
There's no movie out yet. Let's see.
I don't know, Michael.
So what'd you think of the trailer?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
It was obvious from the get-go that was Egon's kid.
Yeah, totally.
The hair alone.
Yeah, I like her the best out of all the kids. I wish the other kids, I was like, I can take them or leave them, but that one kid is great. The one that's in the class with Paul Rudd. Let's see.
Yeah, I had one person try to say it wasn't Egon's kid, and I said, did you not see the collection of spores, molds, and
fungus.
funguses?
Yeah, that's definitely like his granddaughter or something.
Yeah, that'd be a ridiculous MacGuffin.
Yes.
I do have a little bit of Stranger Things fatigue though, so it's there was that playing into it.
Right,
But-
and that kid is in it, so it's like,
Yeah.
oh man. Michael, what's your favorite Kenner TIE fighter? I like the blue battle damage one without battle damage, and I actually have.
Wait, how does that happen?
They actually gave you enough labels
So you could do it with battle damage. right?
Yeah, and I like the blue one. The blue Kenner one is my favorite.
I agree with Englander.
What does he say?
Star Trek broke my screwdriver, name for the autobiography.
Yeah, and I love this. When I opened it up this morning and I was like, what?
Yeah.
You know, it's got this like deployment system. Yeah. Let's see.
You need that mounted on a belt. You just hit the
Oh,
belt.
I know. Yeah,
Blow
like
right out.
Batman. The case is cool, and all but a Batman utility belt would be boss.
Choice.
Let's see.
Okay, here's a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Batman's utility belt done in the comics 2 different ways, where it pops up and he reaches in and pulls stuff out. But then I think it's the Dark Knight where it actually opens downward and things drop into his hand. Do you have a preference?
Yeah, because if I was jumping around on rooftops a lot and taking impacts, I wouldn't want something that could pop out and down and then be gone because of gravity. That's my only... But what do you think?
I think it depends on what I was deploying. If I was trying to get some sort of flashbang grenade, it would be nice if it could just quietly drop into my hand. And in typical Batman fashion, I'm betting that they kind of picked the action on it a lot of the times based on the scene he was in. Because he did seem to sort of have custom-made, special-made stuff as he went along.
Wait, Batman did get the utility belt off the rack at like Home Depot?
Yes, he patterned it off the one at Nordstrom. He was very happy with the tooling on that one, but he asked them to.
Trent,
Kinda
you're
spice it up.
totally welcome. I'm so sorry you're not feeling well. This is why we do this every year, is just to hang out with everybody, whatever their situation is over the holidays. So I'm glad you're with us today. Feel better. Would I ever consider reviewing the arcade 1-up Star Wars machine for the channel? Yes, I plan to. Did you ever watch the He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special this year?
I didn't know there was one.
I didn't either.
It's
I remember the one back in the day.
I think that's what they're talking
Oh,
about.
we
the
watched
one-
the one
Yeah,
this year. I did not.
It's inoffensive.
It's inoffensive. I haven't watched it this year. Does
Is
Man
there
at
some
Arms,
place you can go look that up?
does
It might be
the-
on YouTube.
Does the Mega Constructs Man at Arms have a mustache?
I believe so. I believe
Okay.
he's full Tom Selleck.
Okay. Michael, do you have the Royal Starship from Phantom Menace in the box? No. Not that I wouldn't want it. It was impressive when it came out. I'd love to see what that toy was like, but I didn't buy it at the time because I was a poor college kid and couldn't afford it. Who would win in a badger bludgeoning contest? Daisy Ridley's jawline or Adam Driver's left mega ear? I
think-
wasn't aware Adam Driver had a bigger left ear.
No, but I think his eyeline might win. I sent them a GIF
Yes.
the other day of someone was moving his eyes up and down. Now I don't know where they're supposed to be. It was very disconcerting.
Let's see. Michael, have you heard of the PC98 before? If you love retro games, you will be in shock. It's literally like something that deserves to be in a museum. Okay, I'll look that up. I haven't heard of that black chandelier.
That belongs in a museum, Dad.
So do you. Seen the new She-Ra?
Yes.
Yes. What's it
yeah,
like?
my daughters watch it all the time. So.
Is it good?
Actually, I walked into the room ready to be like blasting this modern, depiction of something, and after a few minutes, I was like, they're actually writing this. It's not that bad. It's actually kind of enjoyable.
Really?
And then I went and made coffee and went on with my day. But it doesn't. I don't mind the girls watching it. Like it's actually a pretty. They got unique stories and all the characters are interesting.
Yeah.
It's not just like rubber stamped out. Remember this, kids? Your parents will like it.
Remember?
Remember?
I like the big thing. I haven't watched all of it. I've seen bits and pieces of it. My main thing about it is Hordak is not an idiot. There's this one bit where they realize like this person's betrayed them and do the thing, and the person's like, "Yeah, we're gonna do this." And Hordak's like, "No, we're not gonna do that. That's dumb. We're sending in a bunch of people."
Right.
It feels like they really rounded out all the characters on the show. Gave them just like more going on behind the scenes there.
Let's see. Michael, what do you think of the folding wing TIE fighter from the latest Mandalorian episode? Did you see that episode?
No,
saw
I've
it, I
seen
know.
all
Oh,
the
yeah,
way
yeah,
up
yeah.
to the most recent one.
Okay.
It's at the very, very end of the episode.
Oddly
when-
enough,
what's his
Tim
name
had
from-
to show me that clip. So he showed me
Did
that
he?
clip
Okay,
last
so now
Saturday.
you've seen it. That's
Yeah,
great.
just that one part. But what did you think of it?
I didn't. It's logical.
Do you know what I said to Tim at the time? I looked at him and I said, guess what? Hasbro finally has stuff they can make toys out of again.
Yeah.
Because they don't have much with the new trilogy to make toys out of vehicle-wise.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, and it kind of makes sense because if you want to land, and you see all the time they land, and that pod's like 25, 35
Right.
feet in the air.
Right.
You know, if you're
Kinda
not a
rappel out
Jedi
of it.
trying to get out of that thing, it's going to be a pain in the... I mean, there's no ladder
Do you
down the
land
side.
it vertically?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Vader
Yeah.
is easy. I mean, Vader
Oh, just-
fly, I mean, we can ask him. He just,
Right.
pops right on out.
He learned his
Yeah.
lesson. He's got instant high ground.
Yeah.
And his fighter is somewhat lower
Yeah.
because of the angle of the...
Yeah.
Well, and it's got that platform off the back.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure there's like a kickstand that comes out.
Yeah,
or
you
something.
could just like walk down the thing. Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, they seem to be resonating at the Mandalorian really well with toy ideas.
Oh, yeah.
with the AT-ST that they had, it felt solid. It felt
Right.
like something you'd want to have as a toy to play
Yeah.
with. And then seeing
I like the fact they made the
X-Wings.
AT-ST dangerous.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they made it really well. We'll pause there in case you haven't seen things. But anyway,
If you could have any Action Force toy, what would you have? Well, I already have the SAS Panther with the SAS missile system. I have Quarrel with the bike. I have the Robo Skull, thanks to a generous donation. The one that I want that I don't have, and I've seen some really cool ones on Analog Toys that Tony runs because he lives in Australia and he gets all the Action Force.
If you're watching Analog Toys, fantastic channel. I love your stuff.
Yeah, Analog's great. Tony does a great channel.
And I agree with you about your guess about the end of The Mandalorian. I think you're onto something.
Yeah. I would want the Troop Carrier, which is a redo of the G.I. Joe APC. That's one I want desperately and don't have. But I also really love the recolor of the Cobra Fang as the SAS Hawk or Fang, SAS Skyhawk. I don't remember what it's called. Beautiful little repaint or redeco of that helicopter. I'd love that one too.
My favorite G.I. Joe toy as a kid was the Cobra Fang. Because it was a fun little chopper.
Yeah. It was just, you got to be careful with those skids. Let's see. Oh, did we lose something?
no, it just wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't moving.
Scrolling,
Oh, okay.
so-
Oh, that's right. This is touch sensitive.
It is.
Like
Someone asked me something.
He
favorite-
reads his chat room with a
Favorite
system
toy of all
touch.
time, Bespin Luke. Maybe the X-Wing from Kenner, actually.
Would you put Bespin Luke in?
Would you put Bespin Luke in if you don't want him to like fly with his X-Wing suit on? There was someone here that said something about. Oh wait, we've already seen the jawline question. Super chat, Mike. Do you have Kenner's Queen's Royal Starship? No, I don't have that. I don't have that yet. I never had it as a. I was poor in college and didn't get it. If you see one, shout it out.
Mackie, you and I are like mental twins. Max Headroom is one of my favorite things ever.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Will Hasbro make new 3¼ inch figures besides those cheese gold figures we got this year? Everything's edging toward Black Series because the purchasing just isn't there for the small ones. I know they're still doing some hyper articulated, but
Yeah, the vintage collection, I
Yeah.
guess they're calling it, which was a dumb idea to call it. I mean, you went over it in your video.
Right, yeah. It's like, well, I would imagine that the Black Series and the 375 are going to switch places. The 375 is going to be for the connoisseur, and the Black Series is going to be what they prioritize. That's my prediction, because they can't keep making $100 X-Wings. The market won't support it. What's the Trek figure in the red shirt? That's a custom that I did for a video that I was working on like 9 years ago. I used Chekhov and Scotty, and I kind of put them together. Does anyone remember Robotics? With an X?
Yeah.
Robotics?
Yeah, I never had robotics, but I remember wanting robotics.
Yeah, I never wanted Robotics either. Who would win in a fight, Lion-O or Quicksilver?
The mutant?
Wow.
Ooh, nicely done. He does say Silverhawks.
Oh, Silverhawks. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking mutant too.
Lion-O because he has a sword.
Okay, fair enough. When is Vader going to speak? Broken Vader's really grumpy with me because we didn't get him anything for Christmas, so he's
just pouting.
He's just pouting.
And he's judging all of you.
He's judging us. Let's see. Maybe he's mad at Michael? Yeah, he probably is.
He's always mad at Michael.
How long will the red shirt last? Well, good question. Let's see.
I'd push him over, but I don't want to like chip him or damage
That's why
him
this
anyway.
carpet's very plush. Let's see. Have you ever seen the G.I. Joe Sergeant Savage Screaming Eagles cartoon pilot? No. If it had 80s Joes like Hawk Cobra Commander passing the torch to the G.I. Joe Extreme cartoon that followed. Interesting.
Hey, Merry Christmas, Keith.
Let's see. Quick search of Scareglow and Stratos on eBay. The prices have dropped considerably to a more reasonable $15. All right, that's good. Michael, have you finished your Jurassic Park collection? No. I do have Ian Malcolm. The one I don't have that big Brachiosaurus that they came out with on Target. I've seen it. I also don't have Hammond because he was a San Diego
exclusive,
Comic-Con
yeah.
exclusive. Yeah.
Con exclusives, man.
Yeah, I know. Vader may be grumpy, but he sure is presenting to us there. Yes, Vader has mastered the mansplaining. He doesn't have any articulation anyway.
No, he's kind of got one look.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's actually a pretty interesting question.
Read it out.
Tronzoid, I think that's how you say that. Did you get racetracks like the Tycho train or wall hangers? Did you ever have trains or?
I
race
never
tracks?
had slot cars. Did you have slot cars?
Yeah, I had the Fiero
trains?
Challenge slot car set, which was loads of fun, and I was
Okay.
eyeballing the one that you guys have upstairs.
Yeah. Just break it out and try it.
I don't like all the.
Yeah. What about you?
I had a train set once, and then my mom got annoyed about it, and it had to go away because train sets take up so much space, and we had a small space. So
Right.
You step on a train track barefoot too many times, and
Worse than a Lego.
You know,
Yeah.
I remember putting it around the Christmas tree every year. Like, it would sort of be considered something that wasn't always out. And then do something like that. It was the Chattanooga Choo Choo set, if you guys remember that one.
Skookum. Yeah, I do have interest in Big Jim. There's just so many toy lines to collect. I haven't gotten in around to that yet.
You got toy line paralysis.
Yeah. This is a big question that keeps coming up. Vintage Battle of the Planets toys. And I'm like, I feel like there were, as far as my research tells me, but I don't recall them in the States.
I remember wanting them and never seeing them.
Right. Okay, so they might have been a Japanese only thing.
It might be.
Right.
Or Canadian.
True. Yes, I am familiar with the BattleTech toys off the 1994 cartoon. Yes. Let's see. Ask Vader if he likes Brothers in Arms.
He's gonna force choke you.
Barry, I did see the news. They are coming out with a $180 Star Wars 4K box set in March. It's a limited edition for Best Buy. It comes in a big, and it's gonna be all 9 movies.
Oh yeah, the big 4K.
Is that going to be the McClunky cut? Or
Good point.
I don't know if they're going to start cutting those now.
Or will it be different again?
Yeah, like, is that just a Disney only?
Right.
Apparently it was George's idea.
Apparently.
Sounds
But
like
again,
him. I think he just gets mad sometimes, and he like J.K. Rowling's his creations.
But-
Of like, you know, when the Jedi went to the bathroom, they just pooped on the floor and then force powered it away.
Well, that's
Could you imagine he's like somewhere, he's got one of the caveats in his selling Star Wars is I get to re-edit the shooting scene anytime I want. And he's got like this huge checklist. And then this time Han burps.
Yeah.
And just, every few months he calls him up. Hey, he needs to do this.
I'm convinced that was a change that they made for the eventual 3D release before George canceled the 3D releases and sold it. And he never bothered to go in and put the subtitle in there. Because have you seen that the one guy went back and looked at Phantom Menace's deleted scenes of all things? And the two Rhodians get into a fight, Warwick Davis's and who turns out to be young Greedo. And the Warwick Davis character says McClunky in his dialogue, and it comes up as something about you're headed to a bad end or something like that. And so it's like, guys, you need a subtitle there to say what he's saying because just him saying McClunky is so weird. But there will be somebody who will watch the 4Ks on disc and find differences from the Disney Plus version. You wait and see.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if, in the interest of trying to prevent piracy, they made subtle changes to the Disney version just for people. If they did that and then shared it, they would be able to tell that was where it was from.
Right.
Now here's the $250 question.
The prices just
Are
keep
you
going up.
buying it?
I told Melinda, because we were talking about it, and it's funny, this one guy just brought up 4K but not true HDR with episodes 4 through 6. Why?
Well, I doubt they can. I don't know if you can lift that off of. Well, no, they did that with 2001.
They did it with Blade Runner.
Yeah, well, I just don't know what's in the process. But you saying it's with Blade Runner, I know it was with 2001: A Space Odyssey. I got it
Which
in
is
HDR,
older.
You can do,
which is technically older. So the video information should be there for them to do that.
HDR is a algorithm. It's not a technology in a camera. Like it's not. You don't shoot something in HDR. You apply HDR after the fact.
Well, okay, getting nerdy for a second. The
Okay.
way that I used to produce. So I used to experiment with making HDR photographs. And one of the ways that you had to do that if you didn't have some expensive George Lucas camera is you had to shoot a picture at a blown out exposure, meaning the whites are all blown out and the shadows are correctly exposed. You shot one at the correct, and then you shot one dark.
Okay.
And then you went through a process that actually merged all three of those together into an HDR picture that actually brought the shadows, and it just basically kept the parts of the picture that were correctly exposed. And so there was a process in filming back then that was involved in recording that. So the thing that I'm kind of curious about is what is the process to go from an original print, which assuming was shot on just regular film, albeit nice film for some of these movies, did it have the color information beyond the whites that you normally have? Because that's basically all HDR is. It gives you more shades of white, more shades of black, so that when you have it on a correctly formatted screen, sorry guys, you can just see more of the detail in there instead of just a blob. I'm sure you've been watching a TV show where they pan past a forest and it just looks like there's this sort of macro blocked blob in between the trees. HDR lets you see the plants and things back into the woods. It gives you that's the way we see in real life, believe it or not.
Right. Okay.
So
You're telling me my eyes are 4K HDR?
your eyes are beyond 4K.
If they can apply
They are
whatever they classify as HDR, if it's applicable to 2001 and Blade Runner and they look that good, there's no reason they can't be applied to the original trilogy.
Right.
Someone's probably if I can give you a plug, go watch his video on what 4K means.
Thank you.
That is really informative.
Thank you.
Someone's probably screaming that all they have to do is scan it at 32 bits,
right?
And then they can extrapolate out the HDR that they
right. And to answer your question, because I haven't forgotten it.
Okay.
I told Melinda that the only way I would be buying that, because it is limited edition, and the Infinity Saga box set that Best Buy came out with is already sold out, and it's even though we can get all the 4K discs, you can't get them all in one box. It's now going for over $1,000.
Yeah.
So it would be dumb not to try and get it even as just purely an investment. The thing about it is, unless they provide in that 27 disc set, because we know that 18 of the 27 discs are the movies on Blu-ray and 4K. So the last 9 discs, apparently it's 1 disc per movie of special features. If those special features for the original trilogy are new stuff that they've never shown before, then I will be tempted to get it. If it's not, then I'm going to be far less tempted to take a chance on that set. So
I'd be impressed.
I figured it was going to be the behind.
Yeah.
I figured if anything was going to hook you, it would be new behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, that's what
your
I'm.
jam.
That's what I'm hoping for. And then I get, after I buy the set, the way I look at it, I've got 12 amazing drink coasters to go with the set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
So-
I want one of the special features to be an hour of just George sitting there counting money. Every now and then he looks at the camera, he smiles, and he just goes back to counting.
Yes, Resolute. I own the Battle Bone. I do own that. I do own the Battle Bone. What do I think of Mask toys? Lisa, I did a whole special on Mask. You can look it up, RetroBlasting Mask, and it'll come up. It's a 2-part. One about the cartoon, one about the toys. I love Mask.
I like how you spent 10 minutes discussing how it wasn't wrong to spell it with a K for command.
It's not.
I know.
That's right. Let's see. Hey guys, I'm late. Merry Christmas to the RetroBlasting crew. Thank you, Mohammed. I remember there was a pronunciation issue the last
Adiwan's
time
got something new out apparently.
Adiwan has released the first 13 minutes of Star Wars Revisited in HD. Simon, where is he on Jedi Revisited then? Because we have a Star Wars Revisited in SD already, because that's been around for about 13 years now. So is he still doing Jedi? I'm just curious. Have you ever held a Tetsujin 28 Godaiken toy from the 80s? I haven't had the Tetsujin 28. I've held Godaikens. We have the Bio Dragon, Bio Man thing.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Swim Fast Test, and I think you do have this in the pipe. Don't you have a Sectars video?
Yeah,
planned?
I'm working on a Sectars video. Let's see. Will you ever do a video on Galaxy Rangers without the toys? Yes, I have the Galaxy Rangers DVD sets. I will do that. I'd like to see a real live-action Wheeled Warriors movie.
Wow.
That would be wild.
Looking at him right there.
I love the one with the buzzsaw, but who doesn't?
Do you have the die-cast Eagle Force figures? No, I do not. Yeah, Steelheart from Silverhawks, who's right there. If you buy her on card, she is $300.
Wow.
Yeah. She's hard to find. That's a line. I don't understand why they haven't remade it. So what did your kids get for Christmas?
Well, you saw there was the Batman, the back car, as we call it, the Batmobile. Because the battery got a little low. We were showing it off for Michael and Gary here.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, it transforms into this hover car.
Yeah.
It turns, like, in place, like one of those cool lawnmowers.
Yeah.
But for catching bad guys.
Right.
And it shoots these discs out of it. It was really just kind of a nice
automated.
thing.
Like, have you seen
Yeah,
this
I've
thing?
seen it.
Oh, yeah,
I was
that's right. You were upstairs. That's right. Sorry.
He just said he showed it.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm a little...
Super proud of it.
Michael, I know that you love collecting World War II related toys. You ever been interested in collecting modern military units like Elite Force? Yeah, I like that stuff. I don't have the room or the money to collect it. What did your younger daughter get for Christmas?
She got, man, you really put me on the spot. Got a new bike, training wheels, and there is a little pouch in the front for her stuffies to sit in. So she's actually very proud to be riding that thing around the neighborhood. But I'm a little tired. Christmas started early this morning, so I'll try to have a better index for you guys.
Mohammed would like to see Spock closer up. Do you think Episode 9 will have the alternate endings for the Blu-ray? That's hard to say. The reason I say unlikely is because, and again, I don't want to get into a big brouhaha on the chat about this, but if you look back at the Disney Lucasfilm home video history on disc, we know, for example, that there is a completely different version of Rogue One in the can somewhere. That was not offered even as deleted scenes on the Blu-ray.
They really don't do a lot of Star Wars deleted scenes at all.
No, they don't. They really don't. And that's unfortunate because there are alternate cuts of some of these movies that Disney has made that people would love just as much as the ones they've already made. Like, they would make money on these things.
I think we'll have to wait a while. Honestly, I think when someone at an executive level reaches down and changes a movie, what it used to be is either destroyed or it is like encased in carbonite.
Yeah.
Like, it'll just be a long time before something happens and someone goes, you
Right.
know what, why were we all uptight about this? Here's the version that got cut.
Right. They need they've got to learn. Disney's got to learn that every version of a Star Wars movie you put out will make money, so it's worth them doing it.
Well, and I also wonder, though, is because Lucas is really, really hardcore, and I cannot blame him about his artistic vision.
Right.
That's the whole reason he did the special editions. That's the whole reason he's not releasing the original.
Right.
So I wonder how much of it is that he put something maybe in the contract of the selling of, I get to say if you get to release it or not, and if he doesn't want it to get out, it's not getting out.
For the theatricals for the original trilogy, absolutely. But I'm thinking like Rogue One, the alternate endings of Episode 9, the alternate cuts of Episode 9 that exist. We know for a fact that there's not an alternate cut of Last Jedi. It is what it is. It was even the first draft of the script. But the extended scenes from Force Awakens, the completely different versions of Episode 9, those exist. And Rogue One, Solo has a completely different version as well.
Oh, yeah.
So we know that it's worth Disney's time to do it. So
I wonder if it's that they're
they
afraid
will
of setting a
anytime
precedent. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you release this stuff, why don't you release...
You know, DC's gone through some of that same trouble.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're...
Oh, the Snyder Cut stuff?
Yeah, there's even the stars of the movie have gotten into trouble, like Jason Momoa did for saying he felt like he wanted people to get to see the Snyder cut of that. Which is kind of a weird place I didn't think I would be, where people were fighting for the Snyder cut. But you go back 10 years and Snyder could do no wrong. It's just interesting how the tides turn, even on people that we all appreciate.
somebody wanted to see Spock.
Yeah. And someone else was like, are you bringing anything else off the shelves?
Well, what do you want to see? Tell you what, guys, if you want to see something off the shelf, provided it's not a huge play set, let me know what you want to see and I'll bring it off the shelf.
Oh, the Jumbo Shogun Warriors.
And somebody asked about my t-shirt. Again, it's Kylie from What Do I Have to Do, circa Rhythm of Love album, 1990, 1991.
Very specific.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you ever have any of the giant Shogun Warriors?
No, I love them though. The shampoo bottle, like the Godzilla with the firing fists. And, yeah, the thing about those is that they're just so expensive now.
Because they have so many little fiddly bits that you easy to
the
lose.
little missiles and the little, even the Go Lion from Japan was brought over officially as Voltron. They just left his sword. They gave him this big motorized bottom because American kids needed a thing. He came over here as the Jumbo Mashinder Voltron. That Spock looks like Leonard Nimoy. Well, it should, because Leonard Nimoy played Spock. Let's see.
So that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
That he
That's
looks
a
like
plus.
Leonard Nimoy.
Broken Vader
Now, is it
ever get his
Nimoy
arms
or
back?
Nimoy?
Wait, what'd you say about Nimoy?
Is it Nimoy or Nimoy?
I've heard it's Nimoy. That Nimoy was something that we were all mispronouncing for like 30 years.
And he was just being really nice to us.
Yeah,
about it.
Yeah.
exactly. Let's see. Any Exo Squad? I don't have any Exo Squad yet. Plan to. Can we see Scare Glow up close? Yes. It is my brother's original childhood Scare Glow.
Other requests are the Rancor and the Panther.
Oh,
Assuming they're meaning...
the SAS Panther?
I was assuming they meant the Battle Panther, but...
Ask him, let's see. Guys, is it
SAS or Battle?
Oh, and since you're holding him in hand, do you regard Scareglow as Skeletor's ghost?
Interesting idea. Yeah, he could be Skeletor's ghost.
Might
And
make for a good-
they confirmed the SAS Panther.
Okay. So that's what we're doing now. I'm just sticking stuff in the camera.
Yep. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go refresh my beverage here.
Okay, great.
This time, Aaron gets up.
You're all stuck with me.
You're gonna do great.
Well, go. I just got here.
No, I didn't mean that. Oh, I still made.
Hey,
the red
Deanna,
shirt fall
how you
over.
doing? People who ask, Deanna is one of my best friends. She lives up in Canada. We do a podcast together that we need to get back going again. And she's one of the best.
Nice.
Let's see. You know what I need? I need that board. Hold on.
Knights of Old wants to know, Mike, if you read the 80s G.I. Joe comic books.
Yes, I did read the G.I. Joe 80s comic books. It's what got me obsessed with the Rashikage Ninja Clan.
That's right.
And yeah, I love the 80s ninja books. I love the 80s G.I. Joe books, is what I'm trying to say.
So yeah, you were correct both ways. I'd say.
Yeah.
James Williamson says Scareglow is wants to know if Scarecrow will keep appreciating in value, and someone else was, and I've lost their name. C-List said Scareglow was dope. So you definitely are down with the kids.
Yeah. The Scareglow was one of my brother's last Masters of the Universe figures he ever bought, and it was a good choice apparently. Now, one thing that
There are no toys in my beard.
Now, one thing that we got for Christmas this year from our friend and social media admin Timothy Ward was this Ghostbusters Playmobil firehouse.
That's nice.
Yeah, which we didn't even realize he was getting us this thing, and thank you, Timothy. Now that means I'm going to have to track down the car, I guess, because the car came out as well, and so I'm going to have to get that.
Well, and you're supposed to cut out pieces of it? Oh, that's just to get into the
Yeah,
box.
just to get into the box.
Lisa actually has a question, which I know you have the answer to. What about Inhumanoids or Centurions?
We have a whole collection of Inhumanoids here right now. They're not easy to get to at the moment. They are on loan from our good friend Matt Swafford at Reclaimers Vintage Toys. So I have those here. Inhumanoids, and then you said Centurions. I have the core Centurion human characters. As far as all the exosuits and everything, I opted not to buy all those because they're very expensive and
Again, a lot of fiddly bits.
a lot of fiddly bits. And unless you're as crazy as my friend Joe was, Joe bought a corresponding Centurion for every single exosuit, because otherwise you just have all these suits laying around. He went out and found an Ace McCloud, a Max Ray, and a Jake Rockwell for every single suit that was in their arsenal.
Wow.
And had them all on display with all those suits on. Mossman, I don't have him on display. I've heard he still smells like pine needles.
Do you have Fright Zone?
I do not have the Fright Zone, and I do not have Stinkor. I've oddly never owned Stinkor. Let's see. Yes, I also have the Cobra version of the Jeep, C-Lisk. I do have the Cobra version.
Always wanted to see Monstar and Buzzsaw.
Oh, well, I can do that. Well, actually, have you not... have you not watched the video we did on Silverhawks? If you look at the part 2 video of Silverhawks, you can see Monstar and Buzzsaw up close. But I'll grab them here just real quick.
And Andre wants to know if you were going to do a video about dino saucers.
Huh. I'll do a video on dino saucers about the show, but there are no toys because they never got past the prototype stage except in South America. So there's Buzzsaw. And here is Monstar.
And Chris Worsley says that he has the Playmobil Firehouse and both of the cars and says they're totally worth it.
Oh, good. That means I'll have to track it down.
And Drew G wants to know, what toys are you searching for to complete sets for either videos or personal?
Oh, let me think. Well, one of the pieces that I really want that is a custom that the guy only does a few times a year. You have to almost get on like a short list.
Mm-hmm.
I want the shark from Mask, Gloria Baker's Porsche that they never made, but he makes it with the box and everything.
Nice.
And it is a parts former. It's not an actual transforming Porsche, but you can pull pieces off and put other pieces on to make the different. You know, and he gives you a figure with it, which is a Gloria Baker figure that he custom recreated. Beautiful piece. I would love to have that just to have it. And then, as far as the other lines are concerned, I'm always waiting on the next Doctor Who stuff to show up because I never know what versions of the Doctor Who characters are going to come out with next from character options. So I watch that. But yeah, as far as things I need to collect to finish out lines, I mean, yeah, there's probably a few, there's probably a few He-Man pieces, a few Star Trek pieces. I am blessed to say that, I need a bunch of RoboCop and the Ultra Police figures. I do need a bunch of those. There's a few Captain Power pieces I need, like the base. I need
Fort Dread.
Yeah, Fort Dread. I need Scuzz and Fuzz from Brave Star. I don't have them. Let's see. I have all of Bionic 6. I've got all of Chuck Norris. I need the bad guys from A-Team. Don't have those. They're kind of weird looking though.
Yeah.
Best 80s toy gimmick or action feature, Gary?
That's really hard. It's like almost all of them were some variation on a spring.
Right, on a spring.
Yeah. Just turn, whack.
Right. Okay, so let's break.
I think if you put a gun to my head, I think I would have to go with the Battle Armor He-Man and Skeletor, where they had the rotating piece
with the damage.
You hit them and it rotates.
That's a great choice. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that. Yeah, but you're right, because it actually is a useful action feature. Yeah. But I guess I would agree. Yeah, I would agree with that, because I had so much fun with those growing up. Yeah.
It was great. And it was like, oh, he's been in a fight. Now we'll go fight.
Let's see. What were those little holographic wizard toys? You're talking about Visionaries or
I think he means
Supernaturals?
Visionaries.
Visionaries. You're probably thinking of Visionaries. Will you ever fix Broken Vader? I love him. If he's good, I might. What about the Warlord and all those figures from Remco?
Oh yeah, the knockoff Masters.
Yeah. What's it called? Something of the Warlord.
Yeah. Wasn't there a DC? And I think there was a DC comic sort of.
Yes.
Which I like the comic.
I remember the figures were kind of big and chunky. I'd love to. I need to research them. Again, there's too many toy lines and not enough time or money.
Yeah.
And then I always focus on what I'm making a video out of at the moment. So, if I'm knee deep in projects, I'm not often looking for a new line to get into. Like the other week, I did go out and get 2 more Brave Star figures that are on their way, but that's finishing out a line, not starting a new one. Yes, they did have 18 villain toys, Resolute. They were called the Bad Guys. Let's see. Do we have the Manta from Mask? Yes, Zathras, if you look at our mask feature, type in RetroBlasting Mask in YouTube, you'll see that we do have the Manta. Yes.
Oh, Supernaturals. I remember those. They were about so big. They had the hologram thing, and they were like the hologram was supposed to be like some sort of spirit thing they threw out.
Yes. They were tall humans, and then there were little ghosts.
Yeah.
They all had, yeah. I don't have any of those yet.
Yeah. It was when hologram technology also wasn't that great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's either a cat or it's my aunt.
Yeah. Yes, I do have Kit and Michael Knight from Knight Rider. I did not know Muffet the dog in Battlestar was played by a chimp.
I didn't know that.
That's depressing.
It's very depressing.
That sucks. Mattel Mad Scientist sets. I don't have any Mad Scientist sets from Mattel. What do you think of the digital face printing on Black Series figures?
I think it's come really, really along. I
Yeah.
mean, some of the likenesses are amazing. And I'll say the Cara Dune, it's gotten to the point that the Cara Dune figure from The Mandalorian, she has a tattoo of the Rebel logo right here that's clearly the Rebel logo. And it's like a millimeter.
Wow.
So it's
Wow.
impressive.
Yeah, because when
And you can tell when the figure was moved.
Sure.
But most of them, it's astounding.
Well, when you look at the progression, like Bespin Luke looks awful compared to the new stuff, but there was this transitional attempt in the middle. So like Jyn Erso, she's not bad, but she's not what they're making now. She's worlds better than the Bespin Luke, but she's not anything close to what they're doing now. And it's like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, all you have to do is look at they've got the original Jedi Luke when the first run of the Black Series.
Right.
And he sort of looks like Luke, and now they have the new one, which I'm trying to get my hands on, which is a Walmart exclusive, which God help you if you try to find a Walmart exclusive of anything.
Yeah.
And it looks great.
Oh, well, that's cool. I'm seeing, okay, so Manta, RC, Jawa Sandcrawler. Yeah, Black Series Cara Dune is dope. All right, hold on. I'm gonna grab the camera and I'm gonna show you those toys real quick. It's funny. I guess we're getting a lot of new people because I would have thought by now that a lot of people had already seen this stuff. But all right, no problem.
Yeah, go back and look for the Retro Blasting tour that you did of the archive about a year ago.
Yes, it was about a year ago. There's a full tour of this archive. Good.
Takes
point.
about an hour.
Yep, good point.
It's well
Gary.
worth watching.
Yeah, and then over here we have.
Now, what was your opinion? Because I gave him to you. I want your opinion of the Bespin Han face printing.
Oh, it was perfect. It looked so good. It's one of the best Hans they've ever done. He's on display over in the toy room. I thought he looked great. I thought he was really nice looking.
A team of bad guys were called Cobra, Python, Rattler, and Viper.
Yeah, those weren't ripped off of the G.I. Joe
Nope.
villains at all. Let's see. Are you still doing a video on modern 6-inch action figures? Well, I just did a video, Venkman, on the Marvel MCU figures.
That's a good video.
Thank you. The Captain America ones. But I do plan on doing a video about the 6-inch scale fad. Time makes fools of us all, and he's been so patient waiting for the next Who's the Doctor to come out. It is in the edit because I sent them the first bit of it. I'm working on that. I'm working on some interviews we did at Retro Toy Con. It's amazing what you think you can get done when you're doing this all day, and you can't. I mean, it's just like, okay.
It's a full-time job.
It's a full-time job, yeah. And that's why a lot of these big YouTube channels have like a staff. Like I'd love to get to that point.
If you could hire me, I'd work for you.
Well, it would be more of an equal opportunity environment. There'd be no bosses, really. It would just be like,
Okay, if I could work with you.
work
I'd
with me. Everybody's in charge of their own projects. We all contribute to the
Oh,
greater
so we'd
good.
be Valve.
Yes, yes. That's exactly the. I don't like hierarchies. I don't.
It'll take us 3 years to put out the third version of. That's a Half-Life joke, people.
No, you're right. You're right. That is okay. Fair. Maybe we do need some kind of. Tim's a good operations guy, although I don't know if he'd take the job. Let's see.
I have dibs on Gabe, being the Gabe Newell of the
Right.
studio. I've got the beard.
Can you recommend a way to get into Doctor Who? I have tried to watch. Look at that. That Spock looks like Leonard Nimoy. How? That's his name. Why is everyone shocked by that? Leonard Nimoy.
I think it's more of a sculpting thing because recent sculpts would not be surprising. But how old are
Playmates,
those?
they're from the 90s, like 94.
Which is surprising for a likeness from 94.
Sure. Yeah, they did a good job on that line. They're from 1993, 94. Can you recommend a way to get into Doctor Who?
We have a whole video on that, don't we?
We kind of do, actually. Our intro to Who's the Doctor?
Yes.
Yeah. Watch the intro. Look up RetroBlasting Who's the Doctor, and watch the introductory video on that where we talk about how we all got into Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
All of our stories are different, but they all show that there are a million ways to get into that franchise. And once you're in, you're kind of hooked.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait for the New Year special, because it's just
I'm very tempted to go see it in the theater.
Oh, is it theatrically released?
They're doing a theatrical release.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a Fathom event, one night thing.
Yeah.
Like they did for the 50th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly, the best advice I can give you is pick a doctor and find their first episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. I did that with Baker.
Yeah.
When I finally got serious about it, like, I won't go into the details. You already know the story, Ark in Space, all that stuff. But then when I finally said, no, I got to commit to this, I started with Robot and then got hooked into Eccleston and we started leapfrogging. Anyway, which version of the bad guys from the A-Team are you looking for? I'm looking for the taller ones, the 5.5-inch versions. Let's see. What's the most you paid for a vintage toy? And do you think some toys are overpriced because of demand? Yes, Cole. The Cat's Lair. Oh, Maki, thank you so much, man. The Cat's Lair from Thundercats is probably the most expensive toy I've ever bought for this because of demand, not because of rarity. And also because the first one shattered in shipment, and then I had to go find another one and put two together, a broken one and another one. That was probably the most I've ever spent on a toy in this room. Not including, I take that back, not including the Japanese Voltron that's in that box right there next to you, Gary. That's probably the most expensive one. Is there a way to reseal a bubble? You have a thought. I hear your.
I was going to say you probably want to let Echo Base Network know. How do they email you? Is retroblasting@gmail.com or is it retroblasting@?
Oh, it's retroblasting@gmail. Yeah, if you want to email us, man, it's at the end of every video we do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's retroblasting@gmail.com. Yeah. And I'd love to hear about your documentary project, especially if your name is Echo Base Network. That's right up my alley. Let's see.
So you were going to answer that one before I interrupted you.
Sorry. Oh, no problem. Is there a way to reseal a bubble on a figure that still looks decent? There are methods. I have never done that. You can see, I'm a loose collector. There are subtle patterns to the different companies' glue. So like Kenner for Star Wars had what's called a waffle pattern. Mm-hmm. So people have to figure out ways to recreate the waffle pattern. When you get really right down to it.
And if they don't get it right, it's waffle?
Yes, exactly. So I kind of stay away from all that, but there are ways to do that. I just don't know what they are. I haven't researched it. Will you ever release the rest of the Dragon Con videos to YouTube? The rest of...
I think they're all out, aren't they?
I think they are.
The only one that is not out that I can speak of for sure was the redo of the 80s Ninja, because it was just a redo.
Yes, we didn't even record that one.
Right.
There was just a redo. There is one that isn't out. I just realized it.
Yeah?
The one we did for Rambo.
Oh, right.
The reason that I didn't put out the Rambo one was 2 years ago at Dragon Con, and all of us were walking around Dragon Con that whole weekend going, something feels off about this year. Like, remember that? Mm-hmm. It was like, even Joe was coming up to us like, this is weird. He was like, the vibe was weird. Like, something was off. And so there wasn't a lot of audience energy in that one. So I didn't edit that one. Let's see. Whoa. Thoughts on Cobra Kai?
I haven't watched it yet. I hear it's very good.
Really?
There's only so much time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I
hear it's really, really good. It keeps moving on my list till I have more time.
Yeah.
I've been binging The Good Place, so.
Oh, yeah. That's a great show. Mm-hmm. It's excellent. I love Cobra Kai. It's a great show. Shocking to find out that in adulthood, William Zabka is a far better actor than Ralph Macchio. I was like, whoa, what happened? But but he's not terrible.
I've
He's
seen
just-
clips, so
yeah.
I know it's good. It's
Yeah.
just sitting down and watching
Right.
it.
He's not. I'm not saying Ralph Macchio's bad in the show. I'm just saying that William Zabka is running circles around him dramatically in the show, which is pretty shocking. Just finished reading Duel of Eagles. Great book. Any other recommendations? Yes, read Fighter Boys. That is a really great book. Read with wings like eagles. That's another one you need to read. Trying to think. Fighter Boys with the Few. You need to read The Few. That one just came out a few years ago. Those three: The Few, With Wings Like Eagles, or With Wings of Eagles. It's one or the other. And then Fighter Boys. Read those. Let's see.
Why no professional wrestling? Is it just not outside your bailiwick? Or is it just you weren't into the wrestling?
Oh,
wrestling
professional
toys?
wrestling toys. I was aware of wrestling. Like, we all grew up knowing who Hulk Hogan was, Roddy Piper. I loved Andre the Giant. I loved the dude with the green tongue. Can't ever remember his name. But, like, all those guys I really liked. But again, like we're talking about with there's only so much time. When you're a kid, there are only so many asks that you get from your parents for toys. And because I wasn't a big sports kid, wrestling almost was sports. Like, it was almost sports. And I was like, well, I can go over to my neighbor's house and play with the big LJN wrestling figures if I wanted to. So I didn't buy them because I was like, I need to keep buying more Mask, more Joes, more Star Wars. I'll leave the wrestling to somebody else. That's why I didn't get into muscles. I didn't buy muscle figures because it was wrestling-ish, and I was like, I don't know. So yeah, but I respect wrestling as a merchandising thing a lot. They're still selling tons of figures. People still love them, I mean, I've said many times, if somebody was to show me their wrestling collection and they had like a mega collection, I would film the video about wrestling from their collection. Like, I would go and film it there. I'm willing to do the video, but I can't start collecting the figures. There's just no way at this point, It's like Lego. There's just no way. What's the oldest toy in your archive? I have a rubber Mighty Mouse doll from the late 50s. Tony at Analog Toys sent me it was a Marx, like, Gold Knight toy.
Oh yeah, I remember you getting that.
Yeah,
it was in one of your unboxings.
Yes, and all the armor's like bits now because that plastic was like disintegrating. But I think that's the oldest toy I have from the early 70s.
And again, Analog Toys, great channel.
Yes, Analog Toys, a great channel. Tony does great
someone
work.
had actually asked, I forgot, we zipped past it, but someone asked if you had the Evil Knievel spin. And I know Analog Toy has it.
Analog Toys is
I had it.
Oh, dude, that's cool. Because you were just a little older than me.
Yeah.
See, Analog Toys just did a whole documentary about the Evil Knievel stuff. Check out his channel. Watch it. I watched it and was like, why would I even need to collect these at this point? He's done it. He's done the best job one could do. So, yeah. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Super 7 losing the Masters of the Universe license? It was inevitable because Mattel is going to try again. And when the IP tries again, the IP holder, they take everything back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why NECA lost they just recently, of course this is also tied to the lawsuit, they lost the Friday the 13th franchise. Part of it is lawsuits of who owns what, but all the Jason figures that are out, which NECA's Jason figures, if you're a horror toy fan, you've been collecting those, I hope.
Yep.
But that's everything that's out is out, so that license just got jerked back.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a shame when that happens, when a toy line is really nailing it like they.
Did you read comic books when you were a kid? Yes, Ted. I read Spider-Man as a kid, and I read G.I. Joe, and I read Superman. And then in the 90s, I got into Batman and Jim Balance Catwoman, and I read a lot of the Dark Horse Star Wars comics. What did you read growing up?
Everything I could get my hands on.
I figured your library was pretty extensive.
We went to the yard sales. My mom was a huge yard sale, and there was this guy who had boxes and boxes and boxes of back issues. So I didn't get to go to like a comic shop. I mean, you went to, when I was a kid and they had the rotisserie rack. It was a grab. It's not like today. You kids today got us so lucky where you can get a subscription and okay, right. I'm going to get the next issue, For me, it was always like, well, I've got this issue of Spider-Man I haven't read, this issue of Batman. So I always look for single issue stories because if it was a two-parter, God help me trying to find
Right.
the second part. So
Right.
I read my gateway drug is in the comics though were World War II comics. Sergeant Rock.
Oh yeah. Sergeant Rock.
Yeah. And Sergeant Rock that led me to, of all things, the Creature Commandos, which then led to Swamp Thing. And Swamp Thing was it's like like everybody, I knew who Batman was. I watched the Super Friends. I knew the DC Universe, but for the DC Universe comics, Swamp Thing was my gateway, which is really weird.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow. So Swamp Thing became like your favorite.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it helped I like the movie.
Now the movie, that was what I was about to ask you. So the Adrienne Barbeau movie, the original, not the one with Heather Locklear, although I'm sure that has a place in some people's hearts. I have heard that the original cut has never actually been put on home video. Is that true?
Technically, there's an American cut and there's a European cut.
Okay.
The European cut has nudity.
Oh.
So
okay.
we see Adrienne and her Barbeaus.
I'm now interested in this cut.
And the Shout Factory, and this is like, I do this a lot because I love Shout Factory, but Shout Factory has the Swamp Thing release with both cuts.
Oh, they do?
Yes,
oh,
I
good.
own it. And so it's worth picking up.
Right.
And when the movie came out, they restarted Swamp Thing, and that's one of the reasons I also got into it. Is
Right.
like, oh, I'm getting in on the ground floor. Comic has nothing to do with the movie.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but I stuck with it, and then when Alan Moore took over and just blew my little mind. So it's this weird interweaving.
Yeah, did you buy the 90s figures when they came out?
Of Swamp Thing?
Yeah.
Not so much.
Okay. I just curious. Let's see.
But yeah, I read a little bit of everything. If it was a comic book, I read it, and I'm still kind of in the same boat.
Right. Someone asked me if I had a toy that I had the most duplicates of. That would
Bespin Luke?
Bespin Luke is one.
You have like 700, right?
No, I'm not a hoarder. I think I have like 10 Bespin Lukes, and I have about that many Darth Vaders, like vintage Darth Vaders. Yeah. So let's see here. Gosh, there's so many questions. Did I do a restoration video for the Cat's Lair? No, I haven't yet, but I'm going to. I didn't have to restore the one that's here. I do have to restore another one, so I'll do a video about that in the future. Super 7 lost the Masters of the Universe license because Mattel took it back to do a new line of toys with a new show coming out for Netflix. Thoughts on Hawaii Five-0 and Magnum PI reboots? Haven't watched them. Don't know much about them.
Yeah, same.
Favorite World War II movie?
Oh, God. Stalag 17.
Nice. My favorite World War II movie for realistic World War II is 12 O'Clock High. My favorite for just pure World War II craziness is Where Eagles Dare. So like fictional 60s World War II. Also, I love Darkest Hour with Gary Oldman. It's a brilliant movie. And there's another one I'm forgetting that I can't remember. I love Great Escape, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Much like Stalag 17.
What's your favorite World War II movie?
Oh, that's a great one to ask me because I don't have one off the top of my head.
Let's see.
Raiders.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
That's
now.
World War II craziness like Where Eagles Dare. That's like fictional World War II.
I enjoy that sometimes.
Let's see. What is Luke's best classic action figure for sale today? Like a modern of a classic version. I mean, I know that they have that one that's kind of based on the new Marvel comics that comes in that big box.
Oh, yeah, the Yavin.
Yeah. I think that one's pretty nice.
That one is nice.
Yeah.
Although, really, if you're going to buy that one, buy the one where they misspelled his name. So you have
Luke
to,
Skywalker?
Yeah.
Yes.
I still want to know how the hell that
Oh, my God. And the fact that they haven't corrected it.
Yeah, there are flocks of them in the stores.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
They're just sticking to it.
Yeah, they
Guns
are.
of Navarone.
Guns of Navarone. That's a great
Had to
movie.
think about it. But
Yeah.
I wanted to bring something to the table since I was gone for a little bit.
So favorite Batmobile from its original toy line.
Oh,
Okay.
which toy Batmobile?
Yeah, which toy Batmobile? What's your favorite Batmobile?
That one right there.
You like the Superpowers one?
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
I like Keaton's.
Keaton's. The who designed that? Not Barris. First, Anton First Batmobile. Yeah, Anton First. My favorite Batmobile
With the Rust-Oleum armor.
Yeah, if we're talking about toy, yes. Also,
I do love the the one look, I'm one of the few people that really likes Batman Returns. I don't know
It's a good
why. I
movie.
just love Batman Returns. And the Batmobile toy from that movie that splits into the Bat missile, I think is kind of cool because that's like we're gonna make this like the movie. You know, I do also love the animated series one, even though it's plain. The one to the left. Let's see.
No, that one has good lines.
Yeah.
It's sleek.
Any thoughts on the Mattel Top Gun Maverick line?
I didn't know there was one.
Didn't know there was one.
I'll be interested to see what they look like.
Yeah, Sky Commanders. I do have a few of those, but I'm not anywhere ready to do a video. I do have the series as well. Let's see. Do you have any over-the-top toys?
Well, do you mean from the movie
From
over
the
the
movie.
top, or do you mean toys that are over the top?
Did they make
well.
the monkey?
You're talking about Any Which Way But
Yes,
Loose.
I always get those two confused.
Or sorry, Every Which Way But
Every
Loose.
Which Way
Any
But
Which
Loose.
Way You
You
Can.
Can.
Yeah.
Right, yes. That
Clyde.
was Clyde, the orangutan,
Yes.
and Philo Beto. What a weird name for a hero.
You see, now I want a reboot of BJ and the Bear.
Well, yeah. What was it? What's his face in the Kevin Smith movie said about that? He said BJ and the Bear. That's a great concept for a series. A man and his monkey. I could watch that forever. You know, and I'm like, yeah, that's true. Let's see. Is Aaron coming back? He's back.
Hey,
They missed you.
time lag. Yeah, I got lost.
Let's see. Will you get a
Had
tattoo?
some chips and salsa. Good chat. It was good.
Will you get a tattoo like Hooded Cobra Commander 788? He got the Arashikage.
Ah.
No, my arms are not formidable enough to get a tattoo. I don't have enough surface area, and I'm just not that big on tattoos. He has a Cobra and Imperial symbol mashup tattoo.
And this arm, I'm going to get the Star Trek Delta, but instead of the Starburst in the middle, I'm going to get the seal of Rassilon.
Right.
So I'll have my good side and my awesome side.
Then when you take pictures, you can be like, wait, let's get my good side.
You're a hot mess. Let's see. Why did we never get a Star Ears cartoon? It just never.
Life is pain.
Did Santa bring you the Star Wars arcade machine? Yeah, I brought the box out earlier for the Star Wars arcade machine. I've been building it right before this live stream. I'm almost finished building it.
It's got to be driving you crazy.
No, okay.
But it's just hanging out there in the future that you're going to get to play it.
I know it'll get done, and then we can play it. We'll play it after the live stream. We'll get done with it. And,
See, now you need to do a live stream of playing the game on Twitch.
Oh yeah.
I do think, and I don't know how to make this happen, but I do think that would be fun to get some of these kind of classic games and just get the Retro Blasting crew members, like get Tim Witten and maybe remotely get Timothy Ward,
Right.
but to kind of pick our favorite ones and then stream it
Right.
with the audio and everybody just kind of hanging out and talking about it. I have no illusions that I'll be able to hold everybody's attention like Ninja or something like that, but I think it would be kind of fun to go back and play some of these that we remember so fondly.
Sure.
Because I did this with like Mega Man, so we're going to jump forward several years. I remember loving that game, and then I started playing it, and you know how he keeps running when he lands from a jump?
Yep.
There were so many times where I would jump and he would just sort of run off the edge of the next platform.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did we do this when we were kids? Like, it's just ridiculously harder than
I've
I
got the
remember.
original Mega Man. I've had it since I was a kid, and as a kid, I got to a point where I could beat that game just to do something.
Right.
And now I've tried to play it as an adult, and I'm like, I've lost those superpowers, but I knew I could. Like, I could do it. Like,
I remembered sticking the landings. and
Back
just-
in my day.
back in my day.
Video games were uphill both ways.
I love that people are throwing out more World War II movies.
I know. Michael, any plans to visit the UK anytime in 2020?
They really want you to come back. To
I
the
know,
UK.
They love you, man.
I visited in this year. I visited this year. I want to come back. I don't know if I will next year. I want to. I
Do you
want
have
to.
any plans of running for Prime Minister of England?
Oh, I would love to run for Prime Minister of England. Live in 10 Downing Street.
Oh, that would just
Walk
be-
out every day, and the press is out there, and I'm always like, that's
Yeah.
victory. That's the good sign. It's not the bad one.
Yeah, you had that facing the correct
Let's
direction.
see. Original Tron figures, Lisa. Yes, we have original Tron figures. We did a video about it. You look up Retro Blasting Tron. The video will come up. Did a whole thing about those toys.
If we do that, we have to do Faxanator. I loved the video you made, like OG
Oh,
Retro Blasting
right.
Faxanator.
Yes. The
We
facts-
got to go back and revisit that because that was a childhood favorite.
That would. I love that game.
I'm sorry, I'm just non sequitur.
No, that's fine. I used to dream in middle school
About Faxanator.
about a sequel. Like I would make up sequels to Faxanadu, hoping that one would come out.
Yeah, I need more deluge
Yes.
in my life.
Yes.
Yeah.
How that spell just got like more pedals as it got more powerful.
Favorite Godzilla movie?
Favorite Godzilla movie.
Destroy
Rim.
all monsters. It is it's the Avengers of Godzilla movies.
Destroy all monsters. Okay, what's yours?
Oh, I was joking. I love kaiju. I was not as big of a Godzilla fan.
Okay.
So I'm enjoying this sort of modern kaiju
Okay.
big monster take.
Right.
But I know that's like anathema, so please quit throwing fruit at me. I'll stop talking.
Despite the jerkwad that came into the theater, we would have been the only people in the theater. I have so many good memories. It's not a classic by any stretch, but I have so many good memories of Godzilla 2000. The one that was
It was fun.
It was the answer to the 1998 when the Japanese
Yes.
answer to it. I loved that movie. I thought that movie was so cool.
Would that be the only movie with 2000 in it that you've liked? It's sort of like the Christmas album of movies. Like for a
Like
while,
Dracula 2000.
The
and
Blues Brothers
Which
2000.
I was on the streets in New Orleans.
That's a whole video.
when they were filming Dracula 2000, so I had to watch it just to see if they
right.
caught me.
Well,
walking down the street.
What did you guys think of Godzilla 1985?
In 1985, I loved it. You know.
But now that you know more about it, you're like, eh.
It's okay. I mean,
Right.
here's the thing. I
So
love
what is this
Godzilla
drama
movies.
from Godzilla 1985?
It's pretty much okay. Here's the thing about Godzilla movies that's weird is they have different eras, and each era always picks up the same way. All those other movies except for the first one don't count. Didn't happen. So this movie is now a sequel. Godzilla 85 is this direct sequel to the original Godzilla. None of the other ones count,
Yeah.
and they brought back Raymond Burr because it's based off a sequel to the Americanized version, Godzilla, not Gojira. This is a whole other video.
Yeah.
So, but it's because it's
I could
that.
tell there was something there. That's why I was like scratching
Yeah.
at it to find out more.
So, I mean, it's a fun movie, but as a Godzilla fan, it's like you watch it, it's okay, but you kind of have to keep it in its own little weird space.
And they're supposed to be over the top too,
Yeah.
right? So
Well, and here's my statement, and I say this every time about Godzilla movies. A Godzilla movie could be 90 minutes. It could have 120 minutes of Godzilla action, stomping monsters in that 90-minute movie. It still needs more Godzilla.
True. I'm going to blitz through a number of these questions to get us current, all right?
All right.
So here we go. How's the R2-D2 restoration going? It is going well. I'm waiting on that head back there behind Gary to cure. It's going to be another 3 weeks, and then I will do the next
that's
part.
discipline right there.
It is. I do not want that chrome to get messed up.
So
So
you
I
have not even opened that cabinet,
haven't
right?
opened that cabinet.
Okay.
Yep.
Good.
Let's see. But it's going to look good when it gets done. Let's see. What are your favorite Atari 2600 video games? I love Pitfall. That's my favorite one. Quick answer?
Pitfall and River Raid.
Breakout.
Breakout. Okay. Aaron, can we see your shirt? Looks awesome.
It's Spider-Man and Blade having a little argument, little discussion going on there.
Let's see. Are you participating in Cobra Convergence this year? Yeah, I will be. I've participated the last 2 years.
I can't wait
Oh,
to see
sorry,
what
2
voices
years.
you give me this time.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that the wrong way. Sorry. Let's see. What other collecting can you see yourself doing? World War II collectibles. I kind of collect like some World War II, like my jackets. I love World War II jackets. I collect a lot of movies. So like I buy Blu-rays and 4Ks of movies. That's probably the natural other collection I have. What about you guys?
Right now, I don't have time or space to collect anything
Right. You collect computers.
aside from my toys.
Yeah, pretty much.
You collect computers and woodworking
Well, okay,
equipment.
more specifically, I collect Raspberry Pis.
Yes,
I
that's
have,
right.
I have
So-
like every different model.
Yeah, I
Collect them
do
all.
Marvel. Yeah, I do Marvel Legends and I do Star Wars Black.
right.
That's pretty much the main thing I'm doing right
Right. Favorite Nintendo game, original Nintendo game?
now. Super Dodgeball.
Super Dodgeball.
Faxanadu. I probably played that one more.
No,
than
that's a
anything.
great choice. That's a great choice. And that's why I'm struggling, because I also kind of want to say that.
You're the only other person I've met who appreciated
Oh,
that game
dude,
at
I've got
all.
it in the box
I
right
know,
over
I
there
know.
from when we were kids.
I know you do.
Yeah, I kind of think Faxanadu is probably my favorite original Nintendo game.
Weirdly, yeah. I mean, I played a lot of the other games, and
Yeah.
for a while, I did get the Game Shark and just go bashing back through them.
Right.
I played way too much Bad Dudes.
Yes.
Remember that
Bad
game?
Dudes.
It was one of those
Yeah.
games you could just put on autoplay once you figured it out.
Did anyone watch the Red Letter Media Rise of Skywalker review? Yes, Melinda and I watched it. It was really funny and it was really insightful.
I want to. I haven't yet.
We won't give anything away. It's
I got
really good.
stuck on watching The Witcher, weirdly enough.
Yep. A lot of people are getting stuck on that right now.
I'll tell you what I tell everybody who's asked me. It's garbage TV. Don't hate me. It's good garbage TV, but it is.
It's that whole I can like something and know it's bad.
Yeah, but they did it really well. It's like incredibly well
Well, I
executed.
heard it's like it's every 13-year-old's D&D game.
Right.
It is, and oddly enough, I think I can't remember his name. You're gonna hate me. Superman, who they cast.
Cavill.
Yeah,
Cavill, yeah.
it's an amazing role for him. He nails this.
Oh,
Like,
does
all
he?
the quirks that he has as Superman. If you love him as Superman, I'm sorry, but all those little micro expressions he makes, like these little smirks and stuff, they work for Geralt.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and apparently he put effort into learning from the video game the different breathing or
He does.
scoffs.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like
That's a game that I've played 15 minutes of and then sort of put down. I just re-downloaded it today because I'm like, I got to go back and try this game again.
Any plans to visit Galaxy's Edge? Not in the near future. Michael, thank you for doing the MacGyver feature next year. Yeah, I'm working hard on that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see. What is RLM? That's Red Letter Media. They're a YouTube channel that reviews movies. Let's see. RetroBlasting, the new Midway movie, was really good. Oh, that's good to know.
I've heard that. I just missed it. It was not in the theater very long.
Michael, what are some of your favorite books? I'm passing this over to Aaron. Aaron, what are some of your favorite books?
Check out Blind Sight. I can't remember the name of the author off the top of my head. I think it's Peter Watts.
He is a super reader even in 2020, so I wanted to give him the first shot at the answer to that question because he reads a lot. Like I used to, and now I've unfortunately fallen off the reading wagon, which sucks.
Blind Sight is a hard sci-fi book. It's not for kids, but I've really enjoyed its take on human consciousness and sort of just another look at what meeting aliens would be like. So it's really, really been good.
Okay, what about you?
I've been reading the new Thrawn books by Zahn.
New Thrawn books?
Yeah, new Thrawn books, which are canon.
What?
Yes, they're.
That's if you buy into the whole corporate
yeah.
canon.
Hey,
Still.
hey.
But hey, it's
We
a
like
Thrawn
what we
book by
like.
Zahn. I'm
Right,
reading it.
right.
Yeah.
And the best one is I think it's the second one is Treason, where he teams up with Vader, and it's flashbacks. It's when he was it ties into something where he ran into Thrawn first as Anakin, and now he's with him as Vader, and it's like it goes back. It's
So without
really
too many spoiler, how are they handling the whole like old Thrawn books? Are those
those are
considered-
the legends.
okay? So,
So
now
this
we're
is
getting
all new.
real Thrawn.
Yeah, this is Thrawn from Rebels.
Okay.
I mean,
Right.
it's still Thrawn. It's still Zahn.
I'm glad
So,
they
yeah.
got Zahn to come back and reimagine.
Yeah, and so it's more Thrawn. Give me.
Right.
Right.
Zahn, Thrawn.
Let's see.
And for non-Star Wars books, I've been enjoying the hell out of Jonathan Mayberry's Joe Ledger series. Modern Spec Ops type guys shooting monsters in the face.
Oh, okay. One of my favorite series when I was reading fiction was Tad Williams, the Dragonbone Chair series. I thought that was excellent. I love Tolkien, of course. For nonfiction, and I love the original Zahn trilogy. That's one of my favorite go-tos. For nonfiction, all the history books that I just mentioned. I love reading about Battle of Britain and World War II. So check those out. What happened? I still want a live stream of Michael playing Red Dead Redemption 2, not the gameplay itself, but have the camera on Michael's reactions trying to play the bloody game. Yeah, that game is ridiculous, and it makes no sense as far as the game mechanics. It looks pretty, but it is so broken.
Gary, I did want to ask you, have you heard of Jeremy Robinson's kaiju books? You were
No.
talking about Spec Ops, shooting monsters in the face. Check those out.
Okay.
Nemesis was the name of the kaiju in that book.
Okay.
Look
Yeah,
that
I'll
up.
check that out.
They're pulpy, but they're a lot of fun.
It's a kaiju book. It should be pulpy.
It's
Yeah.
It is.
Let's see. There was another one here that I thought I saw. Did you ever have an anime phase? Yeah, kind of in the 90s I did. And then when I rediscovered Golion, I went into a big anime phase. When I discovered Beast King Golion, I started watching a lot of anime. Now it's part of my regular day-to-day world. What about you guys?
I burned through the Akira Ghost in the Shell stuff back in the late 90s. And just sort of, if things echo that, I'll try them out.
Right.
Yeah, same. In the 90s, it popped big, and Akira, Project Echo. There was one, something the Galgori, which was a space battle, which was gory as hell. And then I kind of fell out of it. And the last anime thing that I watched that I enjoyed was Black Lagoon, which was like Firefly set in the South Pacific.
Oh, wow.
Sounds cool.
It was.
Simon, I don't know if there were any toys produced for Krull. I know there was a video game, but an arcade game, but I don't. Any comic or book you hope gets a feature fix? A feature flick, I guess, maybe. Zarnista, I would say that my choice for a comic book that needs to get a movie. How about an actual G.I. Joe movie based on the original comic mythology?
Oh, that would be great.
I would prefer that. What about you guys? Any answer?
There's a new
I'm with you.
Akira in the works.
Akira?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was originally going to be directed by our friend who did Taika Waititi.
Yeah, he was going
But
to
he
do
is
it.
off the project, or they've officially taken that one off the radar. And I want to say somebody else.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio was tied to it for a little while.
So I'm not hating that
Yeah.
that got paused.
Let's see.
Actually, I like the 80s one better, just fine. I don't know that they need, other than the fact that they're going to make it a mini series and it's supposed to encompass more of the manga. So
Dynamo, I do own Cherry 2000 on Blu-ray. I'm proud to say that. Will you start reviewing early 90s toys like Cops and Crooks? I have the Cops and Crooks figures. I just got to get the vehicles. Let's see. Any of you guys a fan of Ray Harryhausen films? Yeah, I own them all on Blu-ray. They're awesome.
Yeah, I cut my teeth on Harryhausen as a kid.
Yep.
And
I'll eat
if
a lot
you
of
ever get
popcorn watching them.
yeah, and if you get a chance to go to Seattle, go to the science fiction fantasy museum and the pop culture museum. They had some of the Harryhausen's original models and stuff.
Nice.
And
I will do a video showing my Blu-ray collection at some point. Yes, Saturday Morning Fan, I will do that. I have made efforts to acquire Mego's Black Hole toy line, but I can't mortgage my house to get the last figures. Let's see.
Electronic Superbird. I had that. I loved it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So you did have
It
the-
was one of my favorite toys, especially because the way it broke into pieces.
Yes, Michael Schaefer. I do love the movie Patton. It's a great movie. George C. Scott, great performance. We haven't gotten the Brachiosaurus from the Jurassic Park Legacy line yet, but you and I were just talking about that. It is at Target. I have been tempted because I have the T-Rex. We've asked about everybody's shirt but Gary. What is on Gary's shirt?
D&D, baby.
D&D. Okay. Yeah. What? Aaron, don't mean to embarrass you.
Oh,
Very nice. My flies are undone. My fly's not undone.
His fly is not undone.
apparently it just looked like it was.
Just looked like it was.
I just think
Is
it's
there a
very.
hole? No, there's no hole.
I just think it's great that people were fascinated by your crotch.
Zathras, I also have a World War II M1 Garand, 1943, Winchester. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't mean to flick the V the wrong way. Let's see. Great condition, 10 years ago. Speaking of MacGyver, did you know that the Blue Thundercopters? Yes, I do know the Blue Thundercopters in the pilot. What do you think of McFarlane toys, and do you have toys from them? You talking about the ones from the 90s or the ones now?
I still have a bunch of the 90s ones. I've got the Thing they did. I've got one of the two, the Thing they did. I've got their Escape from LA figure. I've got their Jason. I've got their Pumpkinhead. There were some really nice statues. They're not really what I would call action figures. You know,
They're like artifacts.
yeah.
I think I have the Akira.
Right.
So it's got the one arm that looks metallic and one that looks like the vomit arm. That
Yeah.
Right.
So.
What lunchbox did you take to school as a kid?
It was a brown paper bag for me.
Nice.
I had a Land of the Lost, and then I had an A-Team.
I had Pac-Man, then Jedi, then Empire, then Transformers.
And the thermos always had that weird smell.
Yes, it did.
Mine always
Let's
just smelled
see.
like tomato soup.
Zarnista, I answered your question, man. I don't understand why you're getting so bent out of shape. I answered your question about feature films from comic books. There's a lot of questions flying in. We're trying to keep up with them. There's no reason to get bent out of shape. We've talked about this.
The Nerf boomerang. Yeah, that kind of was like the glaive.
Let's see. Should I watch Disney's Black Hole? Yes, you should. It's a very interesting time capsule of that late 70s revival of science fiction with the big studios. What would you guys think about a live-action Akira movie?
I think it'd be hard. I think that was Taika's plan.
Yeah. It was supposed to be live action, and you would have to have the right cast, you need the right director, and you need to really throw money in that budget for the CG.
Right. Yeah.
One of the things I loved about the anime was that it was like seeing the book come to life.
Yeah.
It was really impressive. I haven't seen a lot of people who work from source material like that. Yeah, again, I'm kind of mixed up on whether or not I even need like another attempt at a cure. I think they did a pretty good job there.
What's the best new toy you've bought from this decade?
Did that sound wave you got me come out this decade? The reproduction one?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, okay. Okay. What about you?
I actually really liked the Optimus Prime they did for the Bumblebee toy line.
right.
Because Bumblebee was a great movie.
Right.
I expected it to be hot garbage, and it was
Right.
actually really fun. But it's
I
a
haven't seen it yet. I've heard that.
style. It's Optimus Prime. It's
Right.
the one I wanted as a kid. I mean,
Right.
it's a really nice toy.
Okay. I really enjoyed, I guess if I had to pick something, I do really enjoy the Doctor Who toys that I've been collecting, the TARDISes and
Yeah,
and all
those
that
are
stuff.
good.
Yeah, I like those a lot. And I have watched Star Chaser: The Legend of Orin. It's a good movie. I want it on Blu-ray, but I only have it on DVD right now. Let's see.
Wicked City was a head trip.
Did you say hello to Midnight's Edge?
Midnight's Edge is here? Holy crap.
Oh, there we
Hi,
go.
Midnight's Edge. It's good to see you again, man. Thanks for joining the live stream today. This is a great channel that I love. They really dig into all the stuff going on in the movie industry, the film industry. And what I like about Midnight's Edge, as I've said before, they are not somebody that just goes out and reads an article and like gets all mad about it. They do their own homework, they do their own research, and then they put out amazing, not speculative, but analytical things about the movie industry, what they think a studio is going to do, what its next
It's
decision.
not just some guy spouting off
It's not
random
some.
theories.
It's not some guy spouting off. It is very thought-provoking stuff, and I like their channel a lot. Let's see.
Who would be the next Wolverine in MCU? Danny DeVito.
Yes, excellent choice.
Yeah, but one day I would love to review Star Chaser: Legend of Orin.
I wasn't down here. I was just thinking.
You're just saying hello. Did you want to come say hello? Okay.
Cooking, so.
Yeah.
She's got a plan.
So yeah. So we've been
All
on.
things 80s is just saying thank you for doing this.
Oh well, you're welcome. You're welcome.
You're an inspiration.
I'm-
And I will back that.
I'm an inspiration.
Yeah.
I'm an inspiration as I crawl along the ground with only one arm working.
Well, I've heard you mention before that you do something like this on Christmas Day,
Oh.
just to sort of hang out, and
Yeah.
that's always sounded cool to me. Like I've always appreciated that because I've been on the other side, you know, of the computer screen before,
Right.
you know, before family, before everything else, and just having something like this to go hang out at. I just wanted to say thank you for letting us be a part of this.
Yeah, absolutely. The
Pleasure.
thing, I can't stand the thought. It's like a personal thing. I can't stand the thought of people being alone during the holidays. And it's not because people necessarily think that this particular holiday is important. Everybody's background is different. But society as a whole around this time cloisters up with a bunch of people. And then there's a bunch of people who are just left to do what over the next week? And it's like, that's got to be a bad feeling. Like, that's got to
Yeah, it
suck.
doesn't mean anything's wrong.
No,
but
but
it's
it's-
just like you get everything done, whether you celebrate the holiday or not. And then you find yourself with a couple hours on a holiday, and you're like, what am I going to do? Am I just going to watch, Captain America: Winter Soldier again?
Right.
Or am I going to log in over here and just hang out with a bunch of people?
Right.
And
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And dude, Tony's here now from Analog.
Hey, Tony!
So we've got Midnight's Edge and Tony here from Analog Toys. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Tony, you have a fantastic channel. Thank you.
Tony, you're the man. We were just talking about your Evil Knievel feature. Let's see. Why has no jet plane been as popular in toy lines as the F-14 Tomcat? Because it had the swing wings. The F-14 had a lot going on. And
Yeah,
you could get two people in it.
that was one of the
Two
toys,
people.
one of the few toys in this room that I had as a kid growing up was the F-14
Yeah,
Tomcat.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
And it was big.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, look at that thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you have any Shogun Warriors? No, we talked about that. We don't have any Shogun Warriors yet. They're very expensive.
I had the one Mazinger and lost all the rockets.
Yeah,
that's
because
what you did.
there was like a ton of rockets, and they were all. Yeah.
Well,
No,
and they were spring fired off. So,
right.
yeah.
No, dude, I get it. I get Beta Ray. I get that there are people that don't mind being alone on the holidays. I'm just saying that there are probably a lot of people who wouldn't choose to be in that position themselves. And so, yeah, it's probably something that they're okay with as far as a survival issue, but their preference might be to have something else to, do, people to be around. They'll tell you, I'm kind of an introvert at times where I'm like, I want my me time. But that doesn't mean that there aren't times where I felt alone, and nobody should feel alone.
Oh, I'm an introvert too. I just don't act like it when I'm here.
He's an introvert by cold, hard choice. Let's see. Yeah, I love the F-16 from Iron Eagle. I love the F-16. That was always admission. I admitted earlier that I have Sheena on Blu-ray, which I'm not proud of.
Sheena Easton?
No. Sheena with Tanya Roberts.
Okay, right.
You have Ninja 3: The Domination on Blu-ray.
So do you.
Good point.
So do
I'm
you.
just saying.
I'm saying that movie's worth having on Blu-ray.
Yes.
Sheena's a cut down from Ninja 3.
Exactly.
I mean,
I'm just saying. Don't let anybody think you're highfalutin.
no, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not.
highfalutin with you, Sheena on
But,
DVD.
but what
What's
I was
going
gonna
on over
say,
here?
what I was gonna say was, I like Iron Eagle more than Top Gun.
I'm not going to say you're wrong.
I'm just saying that movie to me.
I'm not saying you're wrong. There's just a lot of calculus involved in you being right.
And I'm not saying that movie has the production value of Top Gun. I'm not failing to acknowledge Top Gun had the better soundtrack, the better scene, production design, the better whatever. I'm just saying I enjoy Iron Eagle more. And I know that's not a popular opinion.
Well, you might find
you
it's
got Louis
quite
Gossett
popular.
Jr. You can't go wrong.
You can't. Chappie. You got Chappie. And you got Poirot as the villain. I'm just saying.
And refresh my memory because they all kind of blur together and there are like 6 of them.
Right.
The first one is the sort of straight up Top Gun knockoff, or is it the is it the first one or the second one where he has to rescue his dad?
It's the first one where he
Okay.
rescues his dad.
Okay.
Yeah, the second one
They
is the
blur
one.
together.
The second one is the one where they kill him right in the beginning. He
Yeah.
blows up like what is this guy says? Did you ever get your hands on Saint Seiya toys? I did not. I haven't gotten those. Let's see. The F-15 was the
Analog
one.
has a question.
Oh, favorite Action Force vehicle or figure? Tony, I love the SAS Panther for the way it looks, but because I don't have it yet and it is like a unicorn for me, I really am intrigued by the troop carrier because I grew up with the APC, so there's something about a better APC that really thrills me. So the SAS Panther is the favorite one I own. The troop carrier is the favorite that I don't have yet. So let's see. Oh yeah, someone's asking Analog Toys about his favorite figures. Analog, answer that. Let's see.
I think he might like Action Force.
Yes, I want to. Midnight's Edge.
Context clues.
Yeah, Iron Eagle did have a decent soundtrack. I'm saying that the soundtrack. Sorry, what I should have said was the soundtrack for Top Gun is far more memorable, because a lot of people remember Top Gun as a whole more than they remember Iron Eagle.
They remember something about a highway and a zone.
And a danger
Yeah.
zone. Yeah.
And then breath being taken.
yeah.
Take my
away,
breath
yeah.
away. Yeah. Yeah, and volleyball.
Lots
people
of
remember
volleyball.
volleyball.
Lots of oily volleyball.
Yes. Ooh.
No, nothing like oily volleyball.
Oh, this is a question for you, Gary.
Yes.
Can we all agree Star Trek Discovery is in the Prime universe and that Midnight's Edge was wrong about Wait,
What?
that's not even okay. That's not a question we can answer. Jeffrey, you're gonna have to duke that out with Midnight's Edge, because we're not up on that.
Star Trek licensing is a giant mess, but now that Viacom and CBS have merged again,
Yeah.
who
But
knows?
it has been calculus.
It's
once
like, why
again.
did they break up at all? Like, they broke up, messed up the Star Trek licensing, and now they're back together, and it's like, hey, look, guys, isn't this a great opportunity? It's like, yeah, we were trying to tell you that for like the last 5 years. That was a dumb thing you did.
That and arguing about Star Trek and timelines is like, look, we could be here all, to quote another movie by a director you are not fond of, we could sit here all day with straws.
Well, we've been running the live stream long, but there's still a lot of people here. There's one thing we haven't gotten around to yet, and that's opening up the donations boxes.
yes.
So I'm going to clear the table, and we're going to do the donations real quick, and then after that, we're probably going to wind the live stream down because we've been going for 2 hours and 15 minutes. So we're probably going to have to get beverages and food and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, eating.
Omega
Eating.
Supreme, you were right. Hot Shots and Hot Shots Part 2. Fun movies.
All right, so
Those are fun movies.
Gary's gonna hold the fort while Aaron and I clean off the table.
All right, I'll just put this.
Gary takes, of all the things in this place, he takes screwdrivers. That
Well, it's
is
the one
closed.
thing I think I've got a shot at you not noticing being gone for a minute.
Yeah. Did you see what I just did there?
Did you almost break your toy?
I literally didn't remember that was closed, and I
Oops.
walked right into it. At least I didn't break it.
No, that's like something I would do. I inflicted you.
Okay, this is a fun question. Is the Tesla Cybertruck a Megaforce vehicle?
As I knock everything over, is the Tesla Cybertruck a Megaforce vehicle?
Because you've seen the pictures of the new Tesla truck
Yeah.
thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you
Yeah.
remember Megaforce, right? Deeds, not words.
Right. Sorry, I'm trying to get Nurse Chapel to stand back up. It's very important.
There's a joke there that I'm not going to make.
What would you say? I would say, I
I'd
guess that's a fair theory.
Yeah.
I got it.
God, I dropped the
And
red shirt's phaser.
Someone
that's why
says
he
they're
got
going to
it.
binge analog toys when this is over, and that's a good choice. That is a solid life choice.
Yeah, Analog Toys is a great channel, and if you haven't watched their stuff, do it.
Yeah, Midnight's Edge. There are no super chats on this. This is a non-monetized, just for fun live stream. So no super chats, no donations.
Yep, it's a Christmas Day super chat for everybody who wants to join, and we just didn't want, in the spirit of giving, to have it be a revenue stream thing.
If you felt like this was fun and you want to give some money, donate to charity in Michael's name.
Yeah, or in RetroBlasting's name.
RetroBlasting's name.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Thank you for the compliment on my shirt. Your name scrolled up and I dropped and I missed it. So 1973. Thank you so much.
All right, we finally have the crew, the Enterprise, back where they're supposed to be after I almost broke it.
Together again.
All
the
right.
red guy made it through the stream. I have no idea what they
I
meant.
knocked him over one time when I got up.
Oh,
earlier.
the red shirt. Okay. All right. Which licensing issue is worse, Star Trek or Macross?
Oh, well,
Macross.
Macross probably. At least Star Trek is still, still...
For like my never like trying to get it to happen podcast potential for the future, going in and reading about everything going on behind the scenes at Macross, dude, it's crazy.
Someone suggests Stephen Graham is the new Wolverine.
That is how do you follow that up? That
It's an
Wolverine.
iconic. I mean, Hugh Jackman made that role his own. Midnight's Edge After Dark. Next time, Broken Vader. Next time.
Okay. All right, so we have some donations here that I thought, since it's Christmas Day, we could just open them up, see what's in them.
All right.
Chris Worley, yeah, I can see your mother doing that because I know there are several anime that I've watched in the past where I was like, wait a minute, what? Wait, what?
All right.
And I will back everybody seems to be harping in that, yes, Megaforce is a great movie. It's pure 80s cheese.
Oh, Megaforce? Yeah,
Yeah.
Megaforce is great. All right, here we go. So this one comes from Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
Big Bad. I mean, I have 2 Harleys on pre-order from the 112 Collective. From them.
I think I know who this is from, and I think this is from... Hey, Mohammed, are you still hearing weird noises?
I didn't hear
I
anything.
think someone said it went away.
I just went and monitored, checked the
Oh,
monitor. I
okay.
didn't hear
It
anything.
might have just been a
You know what he was
temporary thing.
probably hearing? He was probably hearing the doors of the cases opening and shutting.
Either that or I bumped this arm and something in the spring was squeaking.
Bubble wrap. Now, is this good bubble wrap or that
The
stupid
buzzing,
new-
squealing noise is too loud. It's really noisy. Huh.
Is anyone else hearing that? Because I did put on the headphone monitors
Bernie
earlier.
says his sound is fine. Derek Rushing says their daughter just saw the Silverhawk spaceship and started jumping up and down. Mohammed says it keeps going off and on.
Okay, hold on
Keith
a second.
Middleton says they hear a squeaking as well.
No noise here. That's weird that some folks would be hearing
Some
it.
are hearing it, some aren't, so it might not be us.
Don't know.
It's the internet.
Yeah, it could be aliens or...
Because my battery levels on
Yeah.
mine are still good.
yeah, and I was listening to you guys over there on the board. Everything sounded fine over there.
Yeah, we're getting a whole bunch of, no, it's good.
Okay.
So it could be.
Or they could just be talking about you. No, you're good.
Okay.
Because we know you're good.
All right. Well, let's see what happens.
Let us know if it happens again. We'll go back and check because while we're doing this kind of fun stream,
And now people
I
are
would
going,
love-
what's in the box? It's Gwyneth
What's
Paltrow's
in the
head.
box? I would love nothing more than to run down obscure issues that we don't want to encounter on,
Right.
on a different stream.
Fun fact, the Gwyneth Paltrow head they made for Seven,
Yeah.
they reused in the movie Contagion when her character died and they did the autopsy. They used the same head since they already had it.
That's crazy.
Instead of casting a new
Who
one.
kept it?
I don't know. Hollywood.
I mean,
Holy cow! Look at this.
Woo!
The Boss Fight Studios, Bucky O'Hare. I don't know if it'll stand up.
I'll hold it.
And Jenny, First Mate Jenny.
And she comes with different eyes.
She comes with different faces.
Oh, whole different faces. And so does Bucky.
she can take her face.
Aren't you about to do a video on Bucky
I
O'Hare?
am doing a video in the new year about Bucky O'Hare. Yes, I am.
So anybody who doesn't know, what is Bucky O'Hare?
Bucky
Thumbnail.
O'Hare was I can't remember if it's 84, I believe it's 86. Bucky O'Hare was a 1986 comic book developed by Larry Hama. And
You may have heard of him.
Yes, the guy who made G.I. Joe Marvel famous. He made the comic book. It was a sort of anthology comic in another larger anthology title. And then...
Yeah, what a lot of people may not know is this is actually Larry Hama's jam. He likes the anthropomorphic stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And that was something, I guess, that was going around in independent comics in the mid-'80s, but it didn't catch on in pop culture until the late '80s, early '90s. And then
Something about turtles.
Something about turtles, yeah. Some ninja. I think they were mutants and ninjas.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted to compete with that, and so Bucky O'Hare got picked up for a cartoon and a toy series by Hasbro.
But they were boomers, right? Boomer, mutant, ninja turtle. No? Okay. Anyway.
But yeah, the original toys didn't have Jenny. Boss Fight Studios has been doing some amazing work with this line. They actually contacted me after I posted that photo on Twitter, and they were like, "Let us know if we can help you out." And I'm like, "What?" So I'm going to be contacting them to see,
That's
maybe-
kind of neat.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
This is actually pretty. These are pretty cool figures.
Yeah, yeah.
I
They're
mean,
neat.
they're really good sculpts. They look like they've got good articulation. I love the face swap tech.
Yeah, yeah.
Although Bucky kind of looks like the same face.
I think you got two of the same face. I think you get Bucky, or Bucky.
Yeah, I can't see much of it. Well, okay. You see, on this one,
The eyes
the
are
upper one,
bigger?
the
Yeah.
eyes are a little bit, and he actually has eyebrows. Whereas the lower one, there's not so much eyebrow action.
That's pretty subtle.
And
Dude, thank you so much, Jody. We really appreciate you sending these. This is such a great surprise, especially on Christmas. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it, really.
I'm actually kind of looking forward to these figures on the back. Astral Projection Jenny,
I think
Stealth
she's
Mission
already
Bucky,
out. These two are already out. And oh no, these two are out now too.
Storm Toad Trooper, Storm Toad. All right, what does SPACE stand for, Michael?
Space.
SPACE Adventures of Bucky O'Hare.
Oh, it's something.
Wow. Now you get put on the
Well,
spot.
no, I'm just really learning about Bucky O'Hare. My brother had a few figures growing up, but I wasn't really that into it. I know it's got what's the acronym?
Sentient protoplasm against colonial encroachment.
Right.
I think this is one of those where they started with the acronym and worked backwards.
I think you're right.
Keith, we haven't seen you being rude from what I recall, but I'm glad you're having happy time. So. All right.
Both waves are out and purchasable on Big Bad Toy Store.
Cool.
This is from Ray Hoy.
Oh, hey Ray, hope you're
Thank
watching.
you so much for whatever's in this.
I keep thinking Melinda's posted a comment, but it's just
Oh,
she
right. Sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, that's. Oh, yeah. Right. Okay.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh my God. This is Bantha Tracks.
It won't stop.
Holy cow.
It's like that crit trick as a kid where the never-ending run
The
of
bottomless hand.
So, original Return of the Jedi
man.
Presto Magics. Vintage Return of the Jedi Presto Magics. An original issue of Bantha Tracks from November 1983.
I think he's dropped something, didn't you?
Did I drop
I
something?
can't tell.
I see nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
It just looked like something dropped.
And then behind it, we've got... Whoa!
Another
An
episode
original Bantha Tracks from May of '83, which is the month that Jedi came out. Wow. This is the original Lucasfilm fanzine, or
Yes.
You got a little hook.
oh
There you go.
right. And then
Do I need to go get your
Holy
gloves?
cow. The Empire Strikes Back Marvel Special Edition. And I do not have this one. This cover.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently we do now. Which is really exciting. That is cool.
I loved those as a kid. I gave up lunch money for a week to order the
one of
Return of the
these?
Jedi.
Yeah.
Or the Raiders.
Raiders, yes, yes. That is cool. Ray, thank you so much. And apparently we have another box of stuff from Ray right here.
Yeah, but these, I loved these as a kid. Even though they're a one-time toy, you know, you scratch off the figure and then it's on there and you're done.
This one's plutonium. Keep it tilted towards you.
Whoa, this is heavy.
Thank you, Marty.
All right, so this is from Ray.
What, is there some sort of gravitational problem in the future?
Sorry, I couldn't find my box cutter.
It's okay. You would have still cut towards me.
Just don't cut yourself.
Now you cut toward. Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Give me
We're just
these,
going to close
maniac.
that. There you go. Sorry. All right. Whoa!
What?
Holy cow, Ray!
This must be
And
Christmas.
it comes with a note.
Comes with a note.
Oh, a Christmas card.
Holy cow. You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. All right, so it says...
Keep it a secret.
It says, Season of Cheers. As a fan of Retro Blasting, I found the videos entertaining, informative, hilarious, and always fun. I always look forward to the latest one coming out, but this year you excelled yourself. The whole Jabba's sail barge situation and the way you handled it was nothing short of inspiring. Your benevolence to your fellow humans is heartwarming and as a standard by which others should be measured. Thank you for renewing my faith in humanity. And thank you to you, Melinda, Aaron, the two Tims, and Rebecca for continuing to create fantastic content. Please accept these humble donations to Retro Blasting as a token of my appreciation for all that the show does and continues to do for me as a viewer. One of your fans, Ray, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. All right. Well, dude, look at this.
This is a collection.
Okay, first up, A-Team novels. Check this out. Did you even know? Knight Rider novels.
I've seen this one.
Yeah, the Empire Strikes Back adaptation.
You have AA Team 2 and 3.
Knight Rider.
Dude, look at the next one down the list.
Oh my God, there's an Airwolf novel? Holy cow. Did you know that exists? Look,
I'm
this
gonna
is
come
another
over
one.
to your house just to read,
Hey,
Michael.
I didn't know if
Airwolf.
you knew this, but this is now a major TV series.
It is now.
What?
Dun, 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 dun,
I
dun,
never
dun,
thought
dun,
that
dun.
would happen.
Wow.
I loved this Empire novelization, though.
Yeah, by Donald Glut. Yeah, it's great. Or Galt. Can't remember. The vintage Hoth figure, which I got to tell you, this is so great because I kept being tempted to pick him up because I have all the Empire hyper-articulated figures, and I never did because I thought maybe I've already got him. This is awesome. Thank you, Ray.
He has a special place in my heart for a
Whoa.
reason.
Original VHSs of the making of Raiders and Last Crusade.
Oh.
Wow.
Great adventurers and their quest.
Uh-huh. Buck Rogers, the novel,
Oh, this is like an endless box.
Oh, man.
and it's the...
It's the photo novel.
Yeah.
Oh, remember when these were huge?
Uh-huh. Go ahead, go for
Okay.
it.
No, I thought it was being pinched.
All right, so
I was...
people may not realize, but we didn't read well in the 70s, apparently.
Right.
And the 80s. So they would take stills from movies and TV shows, and they would put the text.
Uh-huh.
So you got to read. It was like a
Well, you
weird
need
comic
to be able
book
to,
thing.
to look at their
That's
dreamy
funny.
faces.
You see, could you get
Oh.
away with that outfit now on TV?
No. Here's the other parts for that. That's a... what Aaron's putting on the table is a vintage Empire Strikes Back mini rig from the Kenner line. Let's see. So we've got the...
Yeah, mini rigs.
We've got the Making of Raiders of the Lost Ark, the paperback,
book.
which is awesome. We've got the novelization for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the novelization for Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and the novelization for Raiders of the Lost Ark
For a whole $250.
for a whole $250. Man.
Oh, look at that yellow paper.
Oh,
See, I've got to put them in order. There we go.
as we were discussing,
Yeah.
the original Thrawn figure from the
Yes.
90s, the expanded universe Thrawn. Wow. It's getting... Okay. Classic Star Wars from Dark Horse, volumes...
Volumes.
The Rebel Storm.
Volumes is accurate.
Dude, I've been wanting to pick these up. Volume 1 and 2.
Ah, there you go.
Wow.
Archie Goodwin. Man.
That man was awesome. He was awesome. And then we have Vintage Starlog magazine for Return of the Jedi. And another from, I guess, the same year. It looks like Return of the Jedi.
Let's see. This is March number 80. It says... I can't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is July.
Right, and that's
March.
Wow.
This is cool.
Starlog was the magazine.
Oh yeah, the art of hold that up.
Yep.
The Art of the Empire Strikes Back, the original edition, not the reprint.
These are good sketches.
Dude.
Okay, check this out. On the
really
back
like
of
this
the
movie.
One Star Log, there's the advertisement for Star Wars Return of the Jedi Death Star Battle video cartridge game.
Video cartridge game from Parker Brothers.
Dude, thank you so much, Ray. This is just, I mean, I'm tempted to quote Ghostbusters. What did you do, Ray? Shit. But yeah, like this is amazing, man. Thank you so much. This is awesome.
Tales of the Gold Monkey, Knight Rider. I'm gonna see if I can see what year this is.
All right, we have one more box to open from Jack Overbay.
83.
Careful.
I will be
Careful with those.
Okay. It looks like these are from 83. There's an advertisement for Twilight Zone, the movie.
That movie.
Yep, July 83. These are both from 83.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, there's a big picture of E.T.
Look at him. I just saw him on TV the other day.
Wrath of Khan miniatures. I wonder if anyone has these.
Oh yeah, those are. I've looked at those from FASA. I've looked at those for a while on eBay. I've always been tempted, but I've never picked them up. All right.
Hey, Foot Pound Force. Nice to see you.
All right, let's see.
Michael had novels for Terminator and Remo Williams. Remo Williams
Michael
is
looks
great.
perplexed.
No, this looks like something that he made. It looks like a maker thing.
Oh.
Oh, it's like 3D.
It's
It's a 3D printed
It
something?
looks like a 3D printed thingy.
Okay, there's a...
this is like the
There's a
Merv of
card.
gifts.
Okay, so
Okay, so it looks like there's a bunch of things. Is this
okay.
Echo Base?
For Michael's focus. Oh no.
All right, so read the letter.
Okay, read the letter.
Here you go.
You,
They would
okay.
like to hear it in your
read
voice.
the letter. It's your
Dear Retro Blasting, longtime fan of the channel here. I hope this package made its way to you safe and sound. I have included some of my custom 3D printed figure stands and displays. I hope you find a place for them in the archive. I've also included a couple of gifts for you and Melinda. You guys are awesome, and I look forward to seeing much more content. If you feel like checking out my website and Facebook page, that would be much appreciated. Just letting you know my website is still very much under construction. RetroMix3D.com. On Facebook as RetroMix3D. That's MIX 3D. Okay, Jack.
P.S.
I'll definitely check it out.
I printed the large lithoplane
We're about to find out. This is some sort of
as a negative image to give a little more
80s
80s
vibe.
vibe.
So that sounds like one of those plates that you put in front of a light, and it's sort of because of the differences in
Okay, so
thickness,
this is a
displays
stand
a picture.
for...
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, from what I can tell here, this is a stand for G.I. Joe and Hasbro figures.
Okay.
I feel weird opening your toy.
No, go ahead. That's what Christmas is all about, is opening things.
Well, but it's your thing. I feel
Opening
like
other people's gifts is what Christmas is all about.
Yes.
I'm going to go find a easier way for us to get into these things.
Hi.
Well, hand that to Gary.
There you are, sir. Nice print.
Christopher Perez wants to thank you for your restoration videos. Because of you, he was able to restore vintage Falcon.
Oh, excellent. I'm always glad to hear that the restoration videos actually are helping. Sometimes I wonder if I've...
Aaron doesn't have his mini pocket knife with him?
Not today. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. How embarrassing.
Oh, okay. This is actually pretty neat. It's a
G.I. Joe figure stands.
and a Cobra.
Hey, Michael.
Oh, nice.
I like the Cobra one. It's got
Uh-huh.
a really nice. You
Yeah.
probably can't see it.
They
But it's got a
reminded
really nice
me that I have
Cobra
a tool
logo.
for that I just didn't take out of my pocket.
And the GI Joe one has the little GI Joe right across the bottom. These are great. These are, If you need action figure stands, these will do. I don't know. The pegs look a little big.
It still has a
Well,
test on it.
yeah, we'll have to test them with Joe's. Joe's, thankfully, are their peg holes are a little
forgiving.
bigger. Yeah.
I'd be interested to find out what kind of printer was used for these. It kind of looks like the Creality, but
Make sure you
It's
get
a
a
nice-
good backlight on those. They look real good.
it's a nice, clean print.
Okay, if I pop these bubbles, I'm not gonna like die, right?
I don't think so.
No.
I'm making a
Those
Doctor
should
Who
be
reference.
the cyanide bubbles. So
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, you don't have the...
It's a Bespin Luke printed into a.
Oh.
Right, and so if you were to put that in front of a light, it
Oh,
actually...
wow.
Oh, that looks
that is
cool.
That's what he
cool.
meant by the negative lithograph. So
Wow.
you're supposed to backlight that.
Yeah. So if I. Oh, that's not backlit. That's backlit.
You can
Yeah.
you can put it somewhere where there's
You need to
like
put a light
small...
right behind it.
Mm-hmm. Just like a little candle or something, not like a real candle.
Yeah.
You know, a little LED.
Oh, was that for the Remco monsters?
Remco Monsters display stand.
Holy crap. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna grab the monsters and set them up right here on this display stand.
Ah.
All right, so we got our monster stand. See it right this. This is monsters. Okay.
There's just something satisfying about that.
Yeah, it is funny. Yeah, I read somewhere that they made the like non-popping version of that.
Yeah,
Why?
because people don't like fun.
It's ridiculous. It's such a stress reliever.
Oh, you're gonna love this one, Michael. Mask.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's a bunch of little stands, one for each guy.
Yep.
Really?
Kind of like,
Yeah.
did you see the Star Wars stands?
Oh, nice.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to fiddle with it a little later.
They're a little small, but they say Star Wars, and they have little pegs.
Yeah, I'll fiddle with the stands a little later. I don't want to frantically start throwing vintage figures onto pegs.
But yeah, these are really nice,
Yeah,
clean
the
prints.
mask ones are nice. It's a nice, simple, round peg. These are really nice.
All right, let's see.
I definitely want to get me some of those Star Wars stands, though. Those are cool. I wonder if
Well, I'm wondering, he listed
those
that
are for
website.
the. I wonder if, yeah.
I wonder if he has the
Well, that's
the
for the 3
files
1/4. I
for
was wondering.
these,
Mm.
where you
Those are
can
3
download
1/4. I
them.
want to know if he has the Black Series size.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Yeah. For the archive.
What could it be?
Oh, it's another backlight thing.
Oh, but that one. Let's see what this one is.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he's
Nice.
done Harry Partridge's art
As a backlit lithograph.
as a,
So you can put that in front of a lamp.
or is this just a?
No, you do it like
No,
that when you put the
like
light.
that one. Once it's backlit,
Uh-huh.
it'll actually.
All the detail comes out. Let me see if I can actually get that to work with this light right here, and I can show everybody what it looks like.
Looks like you got something else that's stuck to it.
Careful
That you
with
just threw on the
base
floor?
of this.
Yeah. Here you go. So you put that right there and see if you're. And you can look in the viewfinder and see if you're in the right place.
Just do
Okay.
the flounchy and I'll take a look. It's a little bright.
Okay.
You can back it up just a smidge. There we go.
Uh-huh.
That's a pretty good example.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really makes the shadows come out. Gives it kind of a 3D look.
Nice. That's awesome.
That one right there would have taken a
You
lot
dropped
of
one
prints.
over there.
I dropped something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the Kenner Centurions and Silverhawks stands.
Ah. And people are asking for the website again.
The website?
Yeah.
The website was, according to the letter, where'd the letter go?
I don't know, Michael. You had it.
Oh, there it is. I got it.
Did you eat the letter?
The letter is, it says RetroMix3D.com. RetroMix3D.com. On Facebook as RetroMix3D.
Excellent work, sir.
And I'm willing to bet that since he was able to produce that model for his 3D printer, he probably developed these models as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we have quite the collection. The mask stands.
Yeah.
Centurions and Silverhawks. But these, I absolutely adore these. If he makes these in the size for this Black Series, I'm definitely picking some up. I may pick this one up just for fun because it's Cobra.
Here comes Melinda.
Here comes Melinda, right down Melinda Lane.
She's doing stuff, but coming down here.
Yeah.
Oh, and look.
Make sure one of you has the big loud thread on because Tim Ward is telling you guys things. You're not getting the messages.
What's going on?
You
Say
should.
something about repeat the website again.
Oh, we just
Oh,
did.
we just did.
Melinda, somebody sent you this backlit awesome artwork for Thundar. Check it out. If you hold this up to the light, he 3D printed it. Put light behind it.
Okay. Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Very cool.
Yep, that's for your office now.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Have to have like, ooh, wow.
Yeah, check that one out.
So you
Aaron's-
like, install a light behind
Yeah.
it.
Aaron's interests are Red Bull and snarky comments.
Oh, they've got me figured out.
Oh yeah.
90s music.
Hey, they're not ready for that yet. That's too
Aaron
much.
loves 3D printing and Raspberry Pi hard drives or computers, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what he loves. He loves tinkering with computer equipment and coding and all that kind of stuff.
And here's why it all started.
Yeah, it was analog.
I asked Michael a while ago what Aaron was interested in. His response was, "We have no idea what you're
An enigma.
I
Wrapped
was
in a riddle.
joking. Melinda's throwing me the look of shame, and I was joking.
Michael.
Could Fisher Price Adventure People work today as a toy line if they're made well?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, here's the thing, and I've talked to you about this before, and I think you agree with me. The biggest problem with toy lines right now is I remember when I was a kid, a GI Joe was like $3.95,
Yeah.
or $3 or less is easy enough for a kid to go, "Mom, I want this," and your mom will throw it at you to shut you up. Nowadays, a basic toy
Right.
action figure runs like $10
Right.
or $20. You need an inexpensive toy line to get kids into
Yes. And especially nowadays, with all the stuff just kind of being licensed, and kids seem to not, aside from Marvel, they're not really responding to licensed stuff. I think they like Lego for Lego. I don't think they like it necessarily for the licensing. I can see something like Fisher Price Adventure People, where it's like occupations and scenarios that kids are really into. I can see them glomming onto that. I don't know. I could be wrong, but
I mean,
yeah.
especially because everybody's style of raising their children is different. It's hard to gamble on picking you pick a Marvel character and you never know if the other family's going to be like, that's too violent, or I don't agree with something about it. So getting something that's like, hey, he's a doctor, or she's a surgeon, that kind of thing, a fire person, that's fairly safe. So I think that would be a safer toy. I bet you making toys for kids right now is so hard.
Oh, sure.
Because you never know what's going to be the next big, don't buy that toy.
And if I can throw back to one of your older videos that I really love was the play sets you made.
Yes.
The big thing about the Adventure People was they didn't have a character or a personality. It was like you said, it was a fireman. It was
Right.
So they were whoever I wanted them to be.
Yes.
And
Right.
I think we could really use some more toys like that
Absolutely. Absolutely.
where the kids can make it their own.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I remember playing with the Adventure People when I was real little. I had like some of the space ones, and I did love the fact that every time I encountered it, it was never the same thing twice. It was whatever I was feeling or thinking at the time, As much as I love Luke Skywalker and all the adventures he can go on in my head, he's always Luke Skywalker.
Right.
And I know who that is,
Yeah, and I would do my Adventure People played in my Weeble Wobble haunted house for ages. But I like the one person's coming if they still have to have bell bottoms. I agree with you.
Oh, man.
You watch, those will come back.
Everything does.
You're ready, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I don't
You've
want.
got a bunch.
I
You've
don't
been
want
collecting
flare
them?
leg jeans to come back. This is an old Navy commercial. Jeez.
Yeah, Beta Ray Bob agrees with us. A $5 price point on the Mega Constructs is what makes them fun.
Yep. Well, that is everything that we had before Christmas Day that was sitting in the studio, and that was a lot. So we've been doing this for almost 3 hours now, so
That's a long time.
it is a long time, and I'm starving. I don't know about you guys, but
I could eat.
I'm hungry. But guys, we hope you have enjoyed the live stream. We're gonna do it again next year. We're going to be resuming our normal Saturday live streams, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. And if you guys need anything between now and then, you can always hit us up on the Facebook, the Twitter, the YouTube, the Instagram, or even directly at retroblasting@gmail.com. Gary, where can they find you?
You can find me on the Twitter as Gary_Mitchel, Mitchell with 1 L. Yes, Star Trek fans, it's my real name. You can find me as part of the Dragon Con American Sci-Fi Classics track group on Facebook and under my real name on Facebook. And pretty much any Atlanta, Georgia area convention, you'll probably find me lurking around on panels, running my mouth and talking too much like I'm now.
Yeah, and you guys just dropped on the Dreamland podcast a Christmas-themed podcast. Where can they find that?
They can find that at retroblasting.com/dreamland, or from there you can get the RSS feed to get the download. You can find us on Spotify, you can find us on iTunes, and sometimes we put these videos in line with your videos on the YouTube channel. So,
Yes.
So those are usually kind of cherry picked to go with some theme that's
well,
going on.
that one will be going up here within the next 24 hours onto the YouTube channel as well. But if you guys don't want the party to stop, go check out the Dreamland podcast latest episode about the life and adventures of Santa Claus from Rankin Bass. Our P.O. Box, I'll answer this last question. P.O. Box is, I usually don't broadcast it because we're not in the business of trying to get things from people. We're not trying to get free stuff, but if you ask, I'll give it to you. The P.O. Box is P.O. Box 2385. That's pretty appropriate, right?
Serendipitous.
2385 Woodstock, like Snoopy's friend, Woodstock, Georgia 30188.
Can I just say I love the fact you went Snoopy's friend and not the musical event?
Look, when I hear Woodstock, I think the little yellow
It's
bird.
why I love you.
So, also saying that is a lot more in theme with our channel, I
True.
would think. Yeah, but that's because that's the way my mind works. All right, guys, we're gonna go have some dinner. You guys go have some dinner. Go enjoy the rest of your Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever it is you.
Festivus.
Yeah, whatever
For the rest of us.
whatever holiday you celebrate, go enjoy it. And I'll be posting new videos real soon. I'm working on something special for Patreon right now that's Masters of the Universe related, and then I'm going to be doing Robotech Part 3 for the big channel. And Who's the Doctor? The next episode of Who's the Doctor is coming soon. So we'll talk to you guys later. I'm going to go turn the stream off. I just realized nobody can turn the stream off except me.
We would have sat
Except
here for
you.
about half
Only
an
you
hour.
have the power.
I'm going to go back to my little hobo
Watch
cave.
Analog Toys.
Yeah, this is an amazing haul. I bet you didn't know this, but I actually live in a cave underneath the flag.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
I was wondering about
Yeah,
that.
I just
was
sort of crawl
the
out.
sawmill padding kind of.
Yeah,